going on, everybody? Who we 186 back again with the Overrated Podcast, episode 104. I am Hoovy 186, and with me, as always, is Traditionalist 101. What's going on, brother?
Traditionalist 101 is here, and we are back to make another video and some kind of on time. Whoops. My bad.
Yeah, we got to stop advertising that this podcast starts at 6:30. We got to stop advertising that because we never start on time.
Yeah. So that's but we are going to work on that, and don't worry, we will start on time. But everything seems to be good. The weekend was fine. So how's everything going with you so far?
I'm doing okay. Just exciting weekend of esports of watching fighting games and stuff like that. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But other than that, it's fine. It's fine. What about you?
Yeah, it was definitely a very entertaining weekend as far as the tournament goes. But before we start that, I want to address something real quick. I need to address something real quick because what happened last week, I did get a couple of messages, from people, and I just want I just want everybody to know. Don't worry, me and Hoovy are fine. Me and Hoovy are fine. There's no animosity between us. We're not pissed off with each other or anything. But I no you when I finish, you understand what I'm going to say. So just to be clear, everyone, apparently he was upset with me last week, and about when we was talking about the Mark Jackson Doors fiasco. Apparently he was mad at me, and but he kind of sort of explained why, but we're good. Like, we're not upset with each other. People were just wondering, oh, like are Ritu, you okay? We're fine. We're we're perfectly fine. But having you need to address why you were mad at me.
Okay, first of all, we were going to have that conversation later on in the show.
No, we're talking about what happened last week.
Okay, we were going to get to that after we talked about EVO.
I mean, okay. I mean, if you want to do it that way, but I just wanted to I just wanted everyone to just be sure that no, there's like nothing going on. You are good. Me and you are fine. We're good. I just wanted to address the couple of text messages that I got from people.
And you couldn't do that when we got to the topic?
I mean, no. Why couldn't I just address it now that we're fine?
Because I thought we were going to have a continuation of what we were talking about last week because you had some.
Well, no. What I just mentioned now had nothing to do with the topic. This was
that's where I was going to address. That's where I was going to address what I was going to talk about.
Oh, okay, all right. So then forget what I said.
No, I can't forget what you said. Like we might. Okay, we'll continue. Let's like you said, you have anything else to talk about?
Let me see if there was anything else. Oh yeah, so my it was also my dad's birthday this past weekend.
Happy birthday to him.
And everybody got together. Yeah, I appreciate that. Everybody got together. It was nice. It was really nice to see all of my nieces and nephews, and it was nice. It was definitely a very entertaining birthday. Like, knowing my dad, he hates going out. He doesn't like to go out to eat. So we all were like, oh, let's just do a family get together, and he'll be satisfied with that. And he definitely was. Everything is on tape, photos. So it was definitely an entertaining day. But well, all that being said, I had a great, fantastic weekend, and we could, continue with the podcast now if you like.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about EVO. first. Like you said, we had talked a little bit about it before we got on the air about what we were able to watch. I apparently I watched more than you did. Right? No, that's not true. Because you said you watched DBZ. I didn't watch DBZ.
Yeah, I
Um,
watched DBC and I also watched a little bit of Guilty Gear.
and did you watch the top six?
I only watched the what happened was while I was watching Guilty Gear, I saw the ones before that, but the top six I didn't get to watch because I think there were a couple of games that was going on at the same time, if I remember
No.
correctly.
Okay, so here what happened, right? Because I got confused. Hold on a second. My internet's acting stupid right now.
Yeah, you were
Can
kind
you
of
hear
in
me?
and out. You were a little in and out, but I could hear you now.
Okay. Okay. I always forget that E is out west, is in Las Vegas,
Hmm.
right? So I was expecting the Street Fighter grand final, which is what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the grand final for, obviously waiting for top six for Street Fighter 6. But the show, I thought it was gonna come on after the Tekken grand final, which I watched. But it was
Hmm.
actually Guilty Gear that was next.
Hmm.
So I decided, let me yeah, so let me relax a little bit. Then I got to work and we were busy at work. So what I wanted to do if we were dead, I wanted to watch it live. Watch the Street Fighter I wanted to watch Street Fighter live, right?
Yeah.
But we were busy at work, so I couldn't do it. Because I think Street Fighter started at 10 our time.
Yeah. It started late, really late.
It started at 10 p.m. Yeah, our time. It started out 10 at our time. So I couldn't watch it. Once we slowed down, then I was like, okay, let me watch it. So I watched it, but they were showing the grand final of Guilty Gear first. It was Leffen versus, what's that dude's name? Something Heimer or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't see
And
the
I watched that. Yeah, I only saw the grand final of Guilty Gear, and hey man, I gotta give shout out to Leffen, man. Like, I know a lot of people don't like him. I've done my research on him. He's done some awful stuff in the past, but when it comes to playing, that dude proved that he's legit.
Mhm.
He proved that he's legit, man. So props to him. Um, the Street Fighter 6 tournament, the top six was insane. It's just top level Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, it
And
was.
shout out, yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. The top six was good. One of my I think my favorite one was when Punk was going to go up against Angry Birds. I think was it Angry Birds he went against. I think it was him and
Yeah,
Angry Birds. I
yeah,
think,
yeah. Yeah,
and
enough to that.
that
He lost a set.
yeah, that one was just freaking amazing. And when they had mentioned that Punk didn't even lose a round against all of those people since the
Yeah.
beginning of EVO, I said to myself, okay, I said whoever wins out of Punk versus Angry Birds is going to win the tournament. That's what I was saying in my mind.
Damn,
Like
for that
I
what you were saying?
yeah, I said whoever wins out of Punk and Angry Birds, that's the person who's going to win the tournament. Like that's what I had called, obviously in my own mind. I wanted to
Yeah.
mention it in the chat, but I just like, I'm just gonna keep it to myself. But I knew one of those guys was going to win. Like those guys were just flawless, just complete flawless. I love how they were just constantly back and forth. Punk was definitely was trying to be aggressive. Like he was really trying to be aggressive all the time, and unfortunately, oh my gosh, Angry Bird with his Ken is just, and I
Yeah.
could understand why Ken is top tier, in the game.
Yeah.
Like the guy just pretty much has he pretty much has everything that you could ask for. He's extremely aggressive. Obviously, he still has projectile, which is really really good. His specials is really good, and the thing is, his regular jabs has actually good reach. It kind of reminds me. It kind of reminded me of Balrog, a little bit, to where he has a lot of reach in his punches. Ken has a lot of reaches in his punches too, and I was kind of arguing with a lot of people on the chat saying they think that Ken should be nerfed, and I said no. Like Ken, like if anything, the only person that probably might get nerfed is no, I was gonna say Cammy, but no, I don't even think Cammy should get nerfed. Soul thought that maybe JP was going to get nerfed, but I don't think JP is going to get nerfed either. Like to me, I think
You
the
know,
whole game
you know.
balance. Go ahead.
Okay, my bad for interrupting, but you don't feel like his drive rush is a bit. No, I wouldn't say broken, but like that drive rush that I see like I see a lot of kids use the drive rush where the drive rush jab. You don't think
Yeah,
that's not broken in any kind of way? That thing
no,
got a shit ton of reach. That jab is fucking that thing deadly, bro.
yeah, his jab is very deadly. Like, and that's why I think the best comparison I had to make, was Balrog, boxer. So the fact that Ken has that type of reach, when that dude's a beast, and I could definitely appreciate. Oh snap! I could definitely appreciate how um how Capcom made Ken really really special, because the last time he was ever in the top 10 or like one of the best character used was Third Strike. Every
Mhm.
other fighting game he was pretty much mid tier. I can't remember, was he a mid tier in Street Fighter Five, because I didn't play the game that much.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up. But yeah, I noticed. Obviously the match of the tournament for me was Takado versus what's that dude's name? Mamukar.
Uh,
It was Ken versus shit. GP. Yeah, it was GP. And that final moment where Takado hits him with a super. I think it was level 1 super at the end.
you talking about
And
Kato versus the Keto?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like I mean, yeah, that match was insane. That match was insane. But yeah, like Angry Bird won the tournament. Shout out to him. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Mena had him for a second when he reset the bracket. I thought Mena had him at that point.
No, 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 no. I think Angry Bird still had everything under control. I'm trying to see if I have it here. Okay, I think it's right here. I think this match is the one that you're talking about. Is it or no?
Healthy on the drive gate. This is going.
Is this the one?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, that the ending. Oh, Kakaru. Yeah, that's the name.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh,
Like he could definitely use JP. Oh my goodness.
but yeah, it seemed like a lot of Japanese players use Ken.
That's true too. Yes.
Don't it seem like to you? 'Cause I know Daigo used Ken.
Yep.
Obviously Takedo uses him. Um, and I know there's other that use him too.
Yeah. Angry
But
Bird uses.
yeah,
So it was definitely this was definitely a very entertaining match. I like this match too. I did.
yeah,
This
yeah. This was my favorite one in the tournament.
Yeah, that was sick. And what I also dude, I'm telling you right now, the fact that more people use JP, because I think even I was talking to Soul about this. He even shared it in the Signal app. I don't know if you saw it, to where
No, no,
he.
I don't have.
Oh, you don't have it anymore. Okay, well, he pretty much said that out of the 64, the top 64, the
Mm-hmm.
most JP was the character that was used the most. Like 12
Really?
people, yeah, 12 people use JP in the top 64. So I thought that was very 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 interesting. And I was trying to tell Soul, like, bro, Soul, I'm telling you, man, like, if the more people get to understand him and utilize him more, like, he's going to be unstoppable because he could pretty much have full control, whether if it's full screen or mid screen, with the power abilities, that he have,
Yeah.
like the one where it comes out of the ground, like he could pretty much have full control, whether it's full screen or mid screen, and he's gonna cause a lot of problems in the near future, JP. So I'm definitely looking forward to see who else is able to utilize him very well. So, but this match was definitely good.
Yeah,
Absolutely, this match.
especially the end, especially whoa, not over yet, not over yet, not over yet. Full screen, full screen. There
You
was
talking about this?
one part. Yeah, yeah. There was one part, like the ending of this set, where no, it wasn't that.
Yeah, this is the same one. It's the same one. It's only 22
Oh, is
seconds.
it? Oh,
Yeah.
how come they didn't have the ending?
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have. Well, I think that was the ending because. Oh no, it wasn't. No, that wasn't the ending. Wait, how do I? Was it? No, it wasn't.
No, whatever. It doesn't matter. Um, yeah. So Angry Bird wins. Your first Street Fighter Six tournament for Evo.
Hmm.
Um, let me see. Let's go to all the winners here. Let me scroll down here. So Angry Bird wins for Street Fighter Six.
Did you watch any of the
Let's see.
multi blood tournament?
The what blood?
Multi blood.
What you said?
Did you watch any of those or
No,
no?
no, I didn't watch. No,
Oh, okay. King
no,
of
what
Fighters.
happened?
No.
No, I didn't watch. Like I said, I watched Mark of the Wolves. I didn't watch KOF 15.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so for MK11, the winner was 2012 Ninja Killer. I've never heard of him. Melty Blood was won by me. Did you watch it?
No. Like I said, the only ones
No.
I
Okay.
watched were Dragon Ball Z, a little bit of Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, and Tekken. That's all really that I watched.
Okay. Mal won Multi Blood. Um. Zenoha won KOF 15.
Hmm.
Hikari won DBZ top six. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was won by Jabril. And obviously Street Fighter 6, we mentioned Angry Bird. Tekken 7 won by Arslan Ash. I mean that was just a cakewalk for him.
Yeah.
That was an absolute cakewalk. That's his fourth Evo tournament win. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Shout out to Genghis Don. He oh my god, yeah, he got top four. Shout out to him. The lone American and no, not lone. Anakin's there too, but Genghis Don, shout out to him. But Arslan Ash, that dude's incredible, man.
Hmm.
That dude's incredible. Let's see here, and then Guilty Gear was won by Leffen, like I mentioned earlier. And I mean that was it for the mainline games. Okay, so let's go to the announcements, right? So we'll start with Tekken 8. Now there were two announcements that they showed off. One was Raven, not the woman Raven, the actual male Raven. He's back, and
Yeah.
then they introduced a new character named Aquacina. No, Azucena. Azucena.
Yeah.
Um, do they have gameplay for her here somewhere? Yeah. So I was I was blown away by this character, and and for those of you who don't know, for Tekken 7, I did not like any of the new characters they added in Tekken 7.
Yeah, I
did not
think
like him at all. I thought the vast majority of them were bland. Yeah, go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. You could unfinish.
Steve, go ahead. Hold on a second. Uh, I can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you, but it looks like you have a little delay on
Steve, can
your
you hear
on your
me?
end. Yeah, I could hear you. You have a delay on your end.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
No, no, no. I remember. Okay, the new character that they introduced, I thought it was very interesting. Do you have the trailer for it? Because I loved how she was able to like. I think when you switch stances, she's able to pretty much dodge all of your attacks,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Yeah,
really wanted to see that again.
yeah. I think I'm at it right here. Okay. Yeah. First thing first. I love the stage. It reminds me of Tekken 6, the Lamb stage. Um. Yeah. So this is her doing the dancing, and the fact that she's a coffee connoisseur is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, but I do like this character,
Oh, you do.
and yeah, so I just yeah, I do. Yeah, so yeah, you see how she did a lot of maneuverability and all that other stuff. So
Yeah, I'm really wondering how they are able to balance that in the game because I don't I want to know, do you do this manually or is it automatic? Like I'm trying to figure out like what's the mechanic behind that, like, or do you are there certain button presses that you have to press in order for you to activate the button dodging system? Like I'm just very curious how that's going to work.
yeah, I do too. But and also fun fact in in Virtua Fighter, like a lot of the stances that you do, if you hit them with a punch, they'll counter it. Like you really don't have to press anything. All you gotta do is stand there, and if anybody don't know what what they're doing, if they hit you with a punch while they're in that stance, then they'll counter it. So I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know if
pretty.
I don't know if her gameplay is gonna be the same way. So that's her right. That's pretty much her right there. I'll let her play out. But yeah, I like we're off to a good start. 'Cause this is the first new character they've introduced in Tekken 8.
Mhm.
So every character we've seen so far has been returning characters. So I'm interested to see who they introduce next.
Yeah. How did you feel
So
about the Raven coming back?
I mean I'm cool with it. I don't really care about Raven, to be honest with you, but I thought his trailer was cool. Like we'll see it right now.
I thought that thing was freaking phenomenal, dude. Seeing, I don't know what you call it, if there's his like shadows of his spirit, I don't know, but my goodness, I thought that was just crazy the way how
Yeah.
they did his reveal. Oh my gosh, the combos that he was doing, like, oh wow,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't wait to see this again. Yeah, let me put this on full screen on my end. What I'm confused about, because didn't he die on Tekken 6?
I have no clue. I have no clue. But I know they replaced him with a female version in 7, and then I had a feeling they were gonna bring him back for 8.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I had a feeling they were gonna bring him back for 8.
Yeah,
I mean, and this stage
acco-
is crazy. I don't know what the hell is going on here.
yeah.
But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, because I thought in Tekken 7, no, in Tekken 6, when you beat the game with Raven, he
Mhm.
flies off, but then the aircraft that he was on explodes.
Mm.
while he's while he's in there. So and then you never hear from him again. So I assume that that he was killed off. So I'm looking forward to see what's the story behind that.
Yeah, maybe it could be that they just decided to bring him back.
Look at this, man. This is just insane, dude. That's just that's just insane.
Yeah, that's right. It's actually nuts.
Yeah, that is. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Let me see that one more time.
Yeah, yeah. This is insane.
Wow, that's just speaking raging demon type of stuff, man. That is just phenomenal. That's cool.
Yeah,
I'm definitely looking forward to use him when the game comes out because I never seen anything like this before in any Tekken game. So this is going to be very interesting. Like I know you say you don't really care about Raven that much, but to see this and to see the new character, that chick with the dodging system that she has, man, it looks like for now, I don't know, I could be wrong, but it looks like they're really putting the effort to make each character have like different type of special abilities or something. I don't know. I don't know what the right term is, but it looks like they're really trying to make these characters different from each other. So I like that. I appreciate that. So we'll see. Because I remember, I don't know if it was you or somebody that pretty much said that when it comes to Tekken, like everybody pretty much plays the same. I think that was you. Are you there? It looks like Hoovy is out. Um,
yeah, yeah. So,
oh,
yeah. So they
back.
knocked.
Are you there, Hoovy?
Yeah, my internet's acting stupid right now.
Oh, okay, I'm about to say, I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Like, I'm
Um,
hearing nothing but silence. But yeah,
can you hear me?
yeah, but it looks like your internet is in and out again.
Yeah, no, my internet's acting stupid right now. So I apologize for that.
Yeah, your internet's
Let's see.
acting
Let me
bad.
see.
But
Let's see what I can do. Hold on. Give me one moment.
yeah, while you do that, so overall, I think Evo was
Mhm.
fantastic. I love the tournaments. Now I don't. The only thing that disappointed me about Evo was it. Okay, when I went to CEO, there was just too many games, way too many games, and by Evo being the biggest tournament event, fighting game tournament, the biggest fighting game tournament, I was very, very surprised how they did not have as many games as CEO does. And Evo's the biggest tournament, fighter. So how is it that they don't have as much games that CEO had? So that really caught me by surprise. Really, really caught me by surprise. But I mean, it is what it is. I was still satisfied with the tournament, and I'm definitely am planning to go next year. It is going to be mad expensive, but I made a promise to myself: if I just start early now, save my money now, I need to go to Evo. I never gone there before. I got to go to Evo next year. Did you fix your internet, or are you still having trouble?
Give me 1 second. Yeah,
Okay, so he's still yeah, Hubi's still having trouble. And Joe, you said you want to talk about the Mortal Kombat trailer. I mean, I don't necessarily. Let me see. There was the Mortal Kombat trailer. Let me look real quick. The Mortal Kombat trailer. I do. I am looking forward for the Mortal Kombat. I mean, the Mortal Kombat game, but I'm trying to remember what was. Oh no! They did show something with the trailer. I remember now. Okay, it's this one right here. Oh wait, but I can't share it because Hubi's having trouble. Crap. So Hubi, are you alright, man?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my internet.
Yeah, I think you better go do your hotspot like you did before.
No, go ahead. Show what you're gonna show.
All right, hang on.
Yeah, show what you gotta show. Say what you gotta say.
Yeah, I was gonna show the Mortal Kombat trailer because Joe wanted us to talk about it.
Earthrealmers aren't ready to see the real me.
So how does it work? You just shape shift into anything you want?
I can shift only between this and my natural form.
Can you hear me?
That I could take human form made me a freak among my people. I was terrorized. Run out. You misread my intentions, Princess.
I'm Ashra, demon of the Netherrealm. I appear nearly human because I've purged most evil from my soul. My sister demons were furious at my change of heart.
Man, look, the game looks phenomenal. Look at the background, man. Just beautiful. It's just so beautiful, man. Unbelievable. This game is hot.
Astra and Sizos, come.
The monks must prepare you for war.
You will accept chaos by choice or by force.
Killing one realm to free another is a heinous proposition. One I won't let you fulfill.
They're out for you too, Siza.
I have to pause it right here. This was the I remember I made a little nitpick, a minor complaint, and a couple of people had actually agreed with me when I said this. A lot of these moves that they're doing, it looks they're pretty much fatalities. When you think about it, they're all look like fatalities. And someone had mentioned some of these moves that they do actually look better than the fatalities because sometimes they think the fatalities are a little over the top, and something like this, I'll be satisfied with a fatality like this. I mean, it just looks awesome. Obviously, it's gruesome and disgusting. It does seem like a bit overkill, but hey, this is Mortal Kombat, so.
They're out for you too, Siza.
To catch me, they must see me.
Huh? Damn.
thing that I'm a little cautious about, or I should probably say maybe a little worried about, is I'm just trying to figure out how, like, the whole tag system. I always felt that it was a little bit awkward that you
Well,
have
it's
that.
not like it's an assist system.
Well, yeah, but even with that though, because remember, I think the first game that did it was the original Marvel vs. Capcom game, or was
Mhm.
it something else? Was it the original Marvel vs. Capcom?
I don't know
Because
if they were the first to do it, but they did it.
yeah, because I remember, if I don't remember correctly, the PlayStation version. I think the second character was the assist character. Like, I don't think you were able to
Yeah, yeah,
tag.
yeah. These are all the one that you're seeing are assist characters.
Yeah, it's kind of, it just feels a little bit. Don't you think it's just seems a little weird or a little bit off? Not I'm not saying like it as in a bad as a bad thing, but
Mhm.
to see more Kombat implementing an assist, it just feels weird to me. Not again, not in a bad way, but I guess because it's Mortal Kombat, you would never expect that in a Mortal Kombat game, or like in the Injustice game. Obviously, when you think of assist, you think of either Smash or Marvel vs. Capcom, and that's pretty much it. But
Well, Mortal Kombat 9 had a tag system in it.
nine, I have
Yeah,
nine. I do not remember that.
yeah, it does. I mean, yeah, we didn't use it that often, but it definitely has it.
No, I don't even remember. Damn. Okay. What in the world?
Take your chaos elsewhere.
Oh,
Take your
oh,
chaos
God.
elsewhere.
Dude, I gotta give a shout out to another one, man, because I really thought when it comes to these fatalities that it probably reached its peak, but they just find just different ways to keep their fatalities fresh, to keep them as gruesome as possible. And I gotta give it to them, man. They do just such a good job with their creativity with these fatalities, man. Just phenomenal work. How do you feel about the trailer?
Yeah. Every trailer they've shown so far has made the game look better and better. So, like, I did say that I was gonna wait
Yes,
to buy the
but I
game.
think
I think I might have to buy the game.
uh, yeah, yeah. Are you gonna pre-order it?
Good.
Are you gonna pre-order it?
I think I might have to in order to get Samsung. I think I'm gonna have to. I would like to know how earning stuff is because, like I said before, like that was a complete turnoff in Mortal Kombat 11 was how you earn gear and all the other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and how I need to see how that works. But gameplay wise, I'm sold on gameplay wise. I think
Yeah,
a lot of pro players were saying that the game when they started showing the game that the game was a little slow and stuff like that. It looked like they're trying to speed it up a little bit. Um, like when it comes to like everything else, what they've done, I'm with it. But I just need to see how the economy of the money goes.
Yeah.
That's all I want. That's all I want to see.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair
So
enough.
all right. So we had that. Um. All right. So we had that. We had the Tekken stuff. What else was there? Oh yeah. Let me. I guess we'll show this. When it comes to Street Fighter, let's go to Street Fighter 6 real quick. Let's do the Aki one first.
Mm-hmm.
But they showed this. It was kind of interesting. It was interesting that they showed this first instead of showing like actual gameplay. Because this
Yeah.
is essentially an Aki teaser trailer. So yeah, so let me get to it right here. Yeah, so this was an Aki teaser trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, it looked like she looks like she's an descendant of what's that dude's name? Fang, who was in Street Fighter 5 and who was garbage. Um, so I don't think she by her looks alone, she's a bigger upgrade than Fang.
Do you
A much bigger upgrade than Fang.
are you able to put the audio?
No, no. I don't even know why you play audio in the last game.
I mean, uh, I don't know why you wouldn't want to.
Because I don't want to get copyrighted. That's the problem. I mean, yeah. So like I said, they didn't show much here. They just show this is pretty much part of this. This is part of story mode. So not story mode, world tour mode.
Pause it real quick.
Toxin. It inhibits acetylcholine.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let me ask you the question. Does she remind you of anyone? Male counterpart?
I mean, she reminds me of Fang.
Oh, she remind you of Fang. She remind me of Vega. And the reason why she remind me of Vega is because if you ever paid attention to how Vega acts, how he pretty much acts like a creep, and how he's always talking about blood and how he wants to like rip your insides and he kind of but yet he does it in a very creepy flirtatious type of way, and you do get that a little bit with Jiri also, like she acts kind of like a freak, but this one this chick, she reminds me of, I don't know where you get Fang from. She reminds me of, obviously, because the claw
poison just like Fang.
Yeah, but when she has the claw. I mean, Vega obviously had the claw, and the way like she speaks, like the tone of voice of how she talks, definitely reminds me of Vega. For sure, because Vega talks the exact same way, like a creepy, tonish type of voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, and she's gonna be out fall of 2021. I believe she's gonna be the second new character. Oh, I started using Rashid. Rashid is fun to use in that game.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's fun. He's a lot more fun than 5. Okay, and then let's show this. Because I know you have something to say about this.
I do. I think I know what you're talking about, and I do.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. This surprised me. So what happened was they had a band in at EVO. They had like a live band, and they were doing all these like music from these fighting games.
Yeah.
And the last one they did was Turtles, right? And it sounded awesome. And then that's when they showed this trailer. Oh.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on this?
Okay. The first thing when I saw this,
Mm-hmm.
I know you're gonna say, "Oh, this was my fault," but I felt
Okay. I need to hear this. What's up?
I felt that I got tricked.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that I got tricked because I immediately assumed that we were going to have new characters and that they were going to be Ninja Turtle characters that we were going to use.
Okay, okay,
So,
that's it.
so obviously this was a bit anticlimactic for me. I'm not, all excited, for this. And the reason why, see, and it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Before you played this video, I think whatever on your screen, they had like I think comic books that was on display.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go. Can you go back to that real quick?
I got you. I got you. There you go.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, the one on the far right. Click that one. Far right,
Hold on.
far right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Now, oh snap, they they increased the price. Like I knew this comic was going to be special. Now people wanted it. Now, obviously, I had the exact same comic right here.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. I have the exact same comic, and and typically what a lot of people do, like they would buy the second cover, which is what
Mm-hmm.
I did. This is the other cover for the Street Fighter comic. For
Wait. Keep it there real quick.
All right, so
You
this
know,
is
let
this
me
is
see it.
this is the first cover,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the second cover.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Same issue with just different
Different
covers.
cover.
I love these covers. I love and people do this all the time. Like they would buy both and they would put it in the same bagging boards and whatnot. And when I saw that there was going to be Ninja Turtles, I immediately thought about the comic when I saw the trailer. This is what I thought about as soon as I saw that trailer, and I got so excited thinking that we were going to play as Ninja Turtles. And then when I saw that it was just a bunch of costumes at the end, I got disappointed. I
Mm-hmm.
got disappointed. And I have to say this, Avino, and you are going to disagree, I'm sure. But to me, when it comes to all these different skins, I think that's overrated. I think all this stuff is completely overrated. I would rather, and I'm pretty sure you would too, would rather play as the actual character than just having a bunch of skins. Like for example, when I remember one time when Zangief had the costume of Colossus. I don't know if you remember that one. I think was that 4? Street Fighter 4?
I know they've done collaborative costumes before. I know they've done that. I
I
don't remember. I don't remember. I know four. I know they definitely did it in four.
Yeah, they did that 4. Now 5, you're gonna have to help me on 5 because I don't know if they did any of
Yo,
that
yeah,
in
they
4.
absolutely did. Yeah, they did. Absolutely, they did.
Yeah, and to me, like a lot of people go crazy over that stuff. Again, I would much prefer play as the actual characters, and this does not excite me at all. This doesn't excite me. Okay, again, you're gonna say, well, that's just my fault for thinking that they tricked me, and me, buying these comics with Street Fighter versus Ninja Turtles. I would have just absolutely loved to see us playing as Ninja Turtles in the Street Fighter game, since they already have it in the comics. I thought it would be very awesome to put that in the game also.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
like, you can't. Go ahead.
the problem is that they already have like a set of characters that they're trying to put into the game already. Like they obviously they have to put Aki in. Obviously Akuma and Ed, they still have to come in. And like if you're just gonna add like four random turtles, like to me, I just don't think it. What was he throwing at? Anyways, like to me, I just don't understand. Like it wasn't going to work. I think there's definitely some people in the audience that got their hopes up too, like you. But I just don't think that at this point in time, I don't think it was going to work.
work as in the turtles doesn't fit in the Street Fighter game?
No, they do fit, but like they already have characters that they have to make, and they're already bringing down the pipeline. So they're not going to, in the middle of still being season one, introduce season two. Like this didn't make any sense. Because that's what the turtle would be. They would essentially be season two.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you was going to say, oh, it doesn't necessarily work. Well, I knew because if you remember, I'm just going to show just real quick. If you remember this, and I'm sorry, I have to say this. This is one of the most underrated games, at least fighting underrated games for the Super Nintendo of all time, in my opinion.
Now,
And
it's easy. Now, it is important to point out Super Nintendo. Okay, Super Nintendo. Because the Genesis version is not good. The Genesis version is not good. I don't care what anyone says.
Dude, don't let Yoshi hear you say that. That dude, dude, don't let Yoshi hear you say that, dude. Yoshi will freaking go to your house and freaking choke you. That dude freaking loves the Sega Genesis version. I don't know why. But that dude freaking loved the Sega Genesis version. And to me, like you said, yes, the Super Nintendo is the better version. And I think I don't know if it was you or Randy. I think it was you, where you said that it felt like this game pretty much copied Street Fighter. Was that you that said that?
I mean, it definitely it's highly influenced by Street Fighter. It's obvious.
And look, I don't blame Konami for doing that.
No,
I mean, Street Fighter is one of the best, Super Nintendo games of all time, and well, it is the best. And if you wanna, somewhat copy, one of the best games of all time, then by means do it. Like this game's fantastic. I could still play this game even now.
yeah, and to be honest with you, the other game that copy Street Fighter, not obviously not to a T, but if they were close, yeah, those games are good. Like Fighters History, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good game. That's a very good fighting game. Breakers is an excellent fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like you call it copying all you want. Like the game's good, and unfortunately, the Sega Genesis version isn't. Hey, no one.
I love how you wanted to bring the Sega Genesis all over again. But go ahead.
And the only good thing about I will say this: the Genesis version has Casey Jones. That's it.
Yeah.
It has that going for it. Everything else is better. The Super Nintendo version is better.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to show this, just real quick because I'm telling you right now, for how great that game is, it will definitely work. And I could definitely see Ninja Turtles fit in the Street Fighter game. Because we already seen it for the Super Nintendo that it was good. We already have it in the comics. So hey, might as well just bring it into the game to where there's a crossover of some sort. I would have absolutely loved it. I'm not too big on the skins. I'm not buying it. I'm not interested in it. If you are interested, that's fine. But me, I think I'll pass.
we'll see. We'll see. Because like I ain't gonna lie. I was surprised by it. 'Cause I know Joe mentioned it here that MK in Street Fighter has turtles. Well, Injustice has the turtles.
I don't remember Street Fighter being in there.
No, this Ruben. My bad. Ruben said this. No, because in Injustice you can use the turtles in Injustice.
Yes, that one. That's true. Yes.
Yeah, and then you have they have a collaboration with like both NetherRealm and Street Fighter and Capcom. They have apparently they have a relationship with Street Fighter. So we're not with Turtles. Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was it for the major announcements. Oh well, let me also mention this. Killer Instinct, right? Like
yes, that one too.
Iron Galaxy, they announced that they are back. They are back developing and kind of doing something with Killer Instinct. I don't know if they're gonna make a new game, but they're doing an update of the game that came out in 2013. And I gotta be real with you, I don't care about Killer Instinct.
Really?
I love the first game. I didn't like the N64 game, and the Xbox game is okay. It's okay. I need to see what else they do before I recommit to playing that game.
Wow.
So they announced that. So let me try to get through some comments before we move on to Fatal
Oh,
Fury.
yeah. And what's up, F? What's going on? F says, "Yo, sorry
Obviously,
for so long."
yeah.
Go ahead.
Obviously, I want to acknowledge Nolan and Ruben. Thank you guys for watching. Obviously, F in the chat. Thank you for watching, bro. Let me see. Let me see what the comments are. Let me see. Yeah, so he mentioned Mel Raven is back. Yeah, I like both Ravens. They're pretty much the same, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's
Um,
similar with Christy and Eddie. Pretty much the same character.
yeah, pretty much, yeah, pretty much. And didn't you say they announced Eddie?
I said that.
I thought you said that I thought you said that in the Discord.
I don't think so.
I must have read it wrong. But Ruben said that it might not be a canon ending.
Oh, he's talking about when Raven had died. Okay.
Yeah. Man, I know Joe's excited for MK1. Yeah,
I'm
man.
telling
Like,
you, Bonus, you need to train, and I want to see you in a tournament, man. I want to see you in the next CEO or EVO tournament playing Mortal Kombat.
Ruben said that he's gonna pre-order MK1, and then Joe said that the Cap versus Marvel with special assist, anti-air, project, and support different roles. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
You mentioned RVD skin. I I'm not buying the game over RVD skin. Even though yeah, he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Ruben said that he prefers a slower pace. You know what? I do too, but where the gameplay that they were showing earlier on is too slow. It's just a little bit too slow. It don't have to be super fast like Marvel or DBZ or MK11, but I feel like it needs to be. It don't have to be slow, but it can't be super fast, but it can't be super slow either.
Which game are you talking about?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, you prefer a
So
slower pace. Okay.
yeah. Because some of the tournament guys who played MK1 said that the game was too slow.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it looked like based on the trailer that they kind of sped it up a little bit. Ruben said Joe said the first thing he thought of was Fang. So
Yeah, I'm surprised how Fang was the first person you guys thought about. I'm trying to see where the correlation is at.
it's the poison. Because Fang's main thing was poison.
Mm-hmm.
But I get the mannerism definitely is more akin to Vega. I agree with you there.
Yeah. But everything seemed to be the same. The claw, the way she speaks, acting all creepy, a bit sexual, and to a degree. Yeah, that definitely the personality of a Vega to me, at the very least, to me.
Yeah. And then Joe said that when you add the whole character, you have to deal with balancing movesets and all the other jazz. Yeah. And plus, I didn't think they were gonna announce, like I didn't think they were going to announce new characters when the older characters aren't even out yet.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So that they were yeah. So I think they were gonna wait. So all right. So my sister's in the chat. What's going on, Whitney? How you doing?
What's up, Whitney? I appreciate the support.
All right. So she said that I know I'm late, but I just watched the Mario movie last night. I liked it. What did you guys think of the movie?
Uh-oh.
Well, we do have a video. We have a spoiler cast to it when you get a chance. But I'll give you I'll tell you right now. I thought the movie was good. I liked it a lot. I thought it was good. Now, I don't know if you've seen the Sonic movies, Whitney, but I thought the Sonic movies were better. But I did like Mario.
Yeah. As for me, I love the Mario movie. And I love the Sonic movies also. What I said was the Mario movie was better than the first Sonic, but I thought the second Sonic was still slightly better than the Mario movie. But I would definitely buy the DVD. I haven't bought it yet, but I definitely want to buy the DVD for it. And I just enjoyed the movie in full. Like they just gave me everything that you could ever ask for in a video game movie.
Yeah, and if you have Peacock, is on Peacock right now also. So and Ruben said that he thought Vega / Jiri. So
see, and it's funny you mentioned Jiri because I mentioned Jiri also.
yeah,
Like all three of them to me seem to have the same type of personality or mannerism or whatever. And it is kind of nice to see a character that's like I don't know, maybe like a what's the word, an oddball, I guess. And Vega, Jury, and AKI they fit that description perfectly. And I immediately thought, because and remember when we was discussing all the leaks with the characters, I could have sworn you and I both thought that she was like a Vega replacement when we saw the claw on that picture on display. So I'm surprised that now. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I remember the trailer. The claws were more pronounced. They were a lot bigger than what they showed in this trailer.
Okay.
So yeah. So okay. So all right. So we got all the announcements, all the major ones out the way. Now the announcement that I was excited about the most, and it's something that I actually predicted, was this trailer right here. Let's play it right here. Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. Right. So I'm gonna play it without sound first, and then I'm gonna play it with sound because there's some Easter eggs that I'm trying to figure out right now. Okay, so this is the trailer. Like I said, they announced this, I think, a year or two ago, and now this is the first time we're seeing, I guess you could say, gameplay. So you have Rock and Terry. So Terry and his Mark of the Wolves gear. So, but they're not calling it Garo. At least they're using the Fatal Fury trademark, which was the American version of the name of the game, and the trademark is City of the Wolves. So yeah, so no release date. They didn't even say what console it's gonna be on. So you have that. So let me turn the sound on because there are Easter eggs that I need to figure out.
Okay.
Now, first thing first, when you see the map. Okay. Okay, so you had the classic SNK signature. Now, it's important to note that when you play a Fatal Fury game, whether you play all of them, 1, 2, 3, all of them, right? The way that they always illustrated the you know how when you're playing one-on-one, like you're playing the AI, right? Let's say you're doing arcade mode, whatever, right? And Street Fighter, they have you going from playing to different cities, right? To different countries. Now in Fatal Fury, they always use Southtown as kind of like their base city. That's their main city, Southtown, which is based off of Miami, surprisingly enough. So this is like the trademark for Fatal Fury, which is showing the city. All right, so the first voice you hear. Oh, my bad. Go forward. Oh, my bad. Okay, no, I'm effing everything up here. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Okay. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second.
I could have sworn it was on YouTube.
Yeah, I was, and then
You've earned this,
reason,
so hold it up high. You're not just a store
I
clerk,
went backwards.
you're a line cook, coordinator, sometimes therapist.
Wait for this to end, and then I'll share it back up.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it is Southtown, yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right there. You're right there. Nolan, I think, yeah. Nolan, you said that, yeah. Oh, come on, this thing not done yet? Oh, you gotta be kidding me, bro. Man, I am so sorry, people. There we go. Let me go back. Let me go back to YouTube.
It's on at T.O.P.
All right, so while I'm at New Gar, but it is interesting that they're referring to it as Fatal Fury. Yeah, it is interesting that they're referring to it as Fatal Fury. That's what I find interesting about it. So, okay.
Blazing
That was Rock. That was Rock. All right, so
Yeah, Blazing Storm.
Doing Rising Storm.
Yeah, or Rising Storm. Rising Storm, Blazing Storm, yeah, whatever he said.
Yeah.
究極奥義
知らぬユニコファイナルクナ
ビッグ奥義
知らぬユニコファイナルクナ
I don't recognize those voices. I want to say that's Mai, but that could be Mary. That could be Blue Mary. That could be anybody.
Wow, yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah, I do think online. I think someone figured it out, but if I could find it, I'll get to it. But let's continue. Okay, that I don't recognize that one either. Let me go back. Okay, that one sounded familiar, but I don't know. I don't know that because. Oh man! Oh, you know what? No, okay, that could have been Andy. I think that was Andy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was Andy. Let's see. Who is that? I don't recognize that. I don't recognize that voice.
I have no idea. Oh man.
That was Terry. Obviously, that was Terry. So officially, we know Rock and Terry are gonna be in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I am interested to know how many characters they're going to use that were in Mark of the Wolves, and characters that they're going to go from their past, like like Andy, like obviously Raiden, Mai. I wonder how many. I do wonder how many characters they're going to use from Mark of the Wolves, or they're going to use from the original Fatal Fury games. As far as art style, how are you feeling about the art style?
I mean, I think it could be a little bit better. It looks like this shot right here that you just showed. With Rock. It
is in development. So we have to remember the game is still in development.
Okay. Yeah. So let me just wait. Let me just wait. But you like it?
I honestly, I wish they would have gone back to how Mark of the Wolves looked. I wish they would have gone back to a traditional 2D look. That's just me.
Okay.
For those of you who never played it, let's I'll show you guys how it looks. Obviously, I want it to look better. Obviously, you know what I mean. But this is kind of like how this is kind of how I wanted it. How I wanted the game to look.
Do you still play Mark of the Wolves?
I'm going to. I'm gonna start playing again. So this is how the game looked originally.
Okay, it reminds me of King of Fighters 11, I think.
Yeah. But I would argue that this is the best that those type of games look like. Cause you remember when we played Capcom versus SNK Chaos, right?
Yeah.
This was a similar art style, but it didn't look nowhere near as good as this.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, if they're gonna make a new game, I would rather it look more like this than the KOF, 14 and 15 art style.
I got you.
Yeah. But with that said, I remember playing Samurai Show. I have Samurai Showdown. I mean, to be honest with you, like Samurai Showdown looks amazing. It looks amazing. So for those of you who don't know, let me go to it right now. I'm just waiting for that game to get rollback netcode, and then I'll be all on it.
Mhm.
Because that was the only thing that I didn't like about the game was playing online. You're going to the yeah. This has the same art style as KOF, 14 and 15, but to me this looks better than that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It looks
It has
good.
more. Yeah, it has more of a. It has. I feel like the art style fits this game more. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It looks nice.
yeah, so yeah, so I mean the look of Fatal Fury, it doesn't excite me, but I like I said, I'm just glad the game exists. I'm glad the game exists, and like I said before, I'm interested to see what I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the game and who they're going to add. But yeah, I'm excited, man. This was the announcement that I was excited with the most.
Okay. And
Yeah.
and you mentioned that you didn't care about the Double Dragons beat 'em up. And so I'm since because you don't care, I'm not gonna bother showing the trailer
No,
or
you
anything.
can show it. You can show it, but if they had announced it during EVO, we would have played it. But that game was announced. I want to say like a couple weeks ago before EVO.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to show it, that's fine. I don't know. That's fine. While you get to it, let me read some comments here.
Yeah.
Are there okay? So Ruben, obviously burn knuckle. Yeah. He said, are the new fighters in Garo like that? Um, can you okay. All right, let me hold on. Let me read. I see you, Malta. What's going on, Malta? How you doing, bro?
What's up, Malta? I'm glad you're here, man.
He said, are the KOF roster in Garo like that? Wasn't it set in the future? When it comes to like the timeline for King of Fighters, I have no idea. I have no clue. Like it might be in the future, it may not be. I have no idea. But the thing with SNK is that they've been doing KOFs for forever, right? And look, I like KOF. They announced that they're gonna come out with KOF with improved online in I think November. Ironically enough, it's only on PS4 and Switch, which is interesting. But yeah, I just love that 2D ish art style.
Yeah.
And then when they went to 14, I wasn't as big a fan of that. You know what I mean? Like I just like and yes, it went with the same type of art style that Street Fighter did, but in Street Fighter it just looks a lot better. Like with 4, 5, and 6, it just looks better. So, but at the end, well, at the end, I'm just glad that the game exists. So I'm happy. So, and as far as like like when it comes to like the characters in Garo, they are very different than what they were in Fatal Fury. Very different. Like I mentioned before, Mark of the Wolf. When it comes to storyline, Mark of the Wolf is set way after Fatal Fury. Way after
Really?
Fatal. Yeah,
Wow.
way
Okay.
after Fatal Fury. Because in Mark of the Wolf, the only returning character is Terry. They don't have Mai, they don't have Joe, they don't have Andy. They don't have the only returning character is Terry.
Wow.
So and then they added a disciple of Andy. I forgot the kid's name. They have you remember this? You remember Kim, the Taekwondo fighter?
Yeah.
Both his sons are in the game, or in Mark of the Wolves. Both his sons are in the game.
Mm.
Yes, yeah.
Wow. So
And
this
then
taking place like over, I guess, like what, 10, 15 years after the storyline of Fatal Fury?
mm-hmm.
Wow, man. That's
Yeah.
wow.
So what I'm interested in is seeing how they're going to blend. Are they going to blend the two rosters together? Because they kind of do it in KOF 15 because they have a Garo team, right? I think it's Jin Burnett, Gato, and King of Dinosaurs. They had those three characters who were in Garo or in KOF, and then obviously KOF, you have the Fatal Fury team, and then obviously they have Geese and Billy Kane and I know they have other characters in there too. But how are they going to blend the characters in the original Fatal Fury? And that includes Real Bout too, because they added new characters in Real Bout, which is like a spinoff of the original Fatal Fury.
But
I know all this shit. I know all this shit's confusing.
they have this so none of the characters from Fatal Fury is in Real Bout.
No, they are. But they added like new characters in it. All they added new characters.
And you said, but you said it's a spinoff.
Yeah, I think you call is it? Yeah, it's a spinoff. No. Is it a spinoff or like a retell? Either a retelling or a spinoff.
Wow. So how many games do we have? So we have Fatal Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Mark
Yeah,
of the
Fatal
Wolf.
Fury.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I'll tell you. When it comes to just Fatal Fury, the original, 2, special, 3, then Real Bout 1, Real Bout 2, Real Bout special, and then Mark of the Wolves.
Okay. And then I think you mentioned another game called Guru.
Yeah, that's the Japanese name for Fatal Fury.
Oh, so it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, same game.
Yeah, but Garo, like Mark of the Wolf, was the first time in this country that they marketed as Garo and not Fatal Fury.
Gotcha. Wow.
So I'm excited. I'm excited for the game. So Ruben said that I like the Garo art style, but he did say that Chaos was ugly as hell. Yeah. SBC Chaos is not a good looking game.
No,
it's not. And I tell you, if it looked more like Mark of the Wolves, I think it would have done a lot better. I think could you look at Capcom versus SNK 1 and 2, right? how beautiful those games are.
Yeah.
Even to this day, beautiful. And then you go to Chaos, and Chaos look like dog shit. It does. It's a very good game. It really is. But the game looks like dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you compare it to CVS 1 and 2, looks like dog shit. And I guarantee you that game looked like Garo, or if it looked like KOF 13, I think it would have done better, a lot better.
I agree.
So all right, so and then Nolan said that I looked at Garo as the Street Fighter 3 of the timeline. Yeah, that's true, because they came out around the same time. And I know Garo did very well commercially. I don't know how much it sold, but I know commercially, I know critically it did very well. A lot of people put that game in high regard. I know a lot of people look very fondly around that game, and I do too. It was one of the few fighting games that I read about that I wish I would have played until I got to play it a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. For what console?
PS4.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, and I'm gonna re-download it after I'm done here anyway.
Okay.
So, all right. So, okay. So I guess we're done. We're done here, right? You didn't even play the Double Dragon thing.
Yeah, because you were still doing your comments. You can
still play. You can still play it.
Okay. Well,
I'm not gonna buy this game anyway.
I mean, you said that you're not really a huge fan of Double Dragons. Like, to me, overall, I'm not really I don't really like the art style that much.
So you don't like the art style?
Yeah, the art style on the game, I really wish that they took the same route like they did with Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah.
But with this one, it looks a little too what's the word? I mean,
you have you ever played Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
I think I played that at your house.
Yeah. It looks the same, similar art style.
Yeah, and I kind of with Double Dragons, like I really wish they had a much more serious tone. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but I just wish that the art style was a little bit better. Go ahead.
They had Double Dragon Neon. I don't know if you ever played that.
Yeah. No, I never played that one. Like, I thought the art style was going to look something like this, because this is what I thought they were going to like in the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, this is just the actual cover. I was hoping it would be something like this, like how it is with Streets of Rage, because I think the way that they did Streets of Rage was phenomenal. The way that they did Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge, phenomenal. This, on the other hand, I'm not that really impressed. I'm just not. But I am going to give the game a try anyway. Although I feel like the graphically, I'm just not feeling the art style. But I'm gonna give the game a try. I've always been a huge fan of Double Dragons. I love the beat 'em up, the classic beat 'em up games. I don't know why you didn't like it, but I always like the.
There's something about it I just didn't like.
And especially Double Dragons and Battletoad. That was my favorite one. That one was just an amazing. Have you ever played that one?
I played it, but I didn't like it.
Oh, I loved it. So overall, I mean, I'm definitely going to try the game out. I know you don't care for it, but hey, I need to give the game a try. I need to be consistent with what I'm a fan of. So
All right, so let me address this from Nolan. He said that had they marketed Chaos better, put it in the arcade cabinets, and not made it an Xbox exclusive, it would have done better. Yeah, it was only on Xbox. Yeah, it was only on Xbox at the time. And I remember the first time I played Chaos was in an arcade. But like the looks of the game just looks it looked bad compared to Capcom versus SNK.
Yeah,
They need to update and modernize the art style. I agree. I agree. I agree. But
I agree. I agree with you in full, man.
yeah. So overall, yeah, Evo was a great event. Enjoyed it. Looking forward to it next year. So yeah. So okay. So going all the way back to the beginning of the podcast. Now we had a topic last week regarding the changes going on at ESPN with the NBA broadcast, and you guys, I think everyone who's watching right now saw that I got a little bit upset.
A little bit,
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah. Now let me explain why I got upset. Right now, first things first. I like I said before, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. I don't know why you keep saying that I'm mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I wasn't mad at you when it happened. What annoyed me, my overall point was that if I know that someone like Doris Burke has gone through the ringer, right? Who had gone through all the steps that you have to take to get an opportunity at that number one position. I think that I don't think that it should be minimized by someone just saying something blanketed and without any type of proof whatsoever. What pissed me off about what Dreamer said, and you also mentioned the other guy you mentioned, Jason Whitlock, which I'm not surprised by, is that they're just going to say blanketed, oh, she only got the job because she's a woman. When you saw her progression, like I said before, if they had just plucked some random lady like a Malika Andrews or Molly Karam or whatever, who didn't have the experience, who didn't go through that grind in commentating, and then put her in that spot, then you guys have a point.
Mhm.
But those guys chose somebody who actually went through the grind, and because they have an audience to appease to, who don't know, all they gotta do to get some clicks is say, oh, she got the job because she's a woman, right? Oh, ESPN woke again and all the other stuff. And to me, if you like I said before, if you don't like what happened to Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, I understand. I totally get it.
Okay.
But the problem is that you can't discredit people who actually earned their way by just saying, "Oh, she got it because she's this, or she got it because she's that." Like, to me, that's disingenuous, and you're just lying. And I don't feel like I'm not interested in entertaining people who are just gonna who are just lying, just for the
Yeah.
sake of lying. So like I said, I wasn't upset with you under any circumstances.
Well, no. Come on, Hoovy. You said in the private chat, and this is the reason why I wanted to address this, from before. I wanted to let everybody know that there's no beef going on with me and Hoovy 186. There's no beef, there's no animosity towards each other. But you did say that you annoyed me. I annoyed you, or I got you a little upset because you said I gave these guys a platform or a voice.
Yeah,
Or it was something-
that's a criticism. That's a criticism, but that's not me being mad at you. That's a criticism. That's not me being mad at you.
You said in the chat that what got you upset was that I gave these guys a
No,
platform.
what got me upset was them lying and giving them a platform to hear their lie when I know they're lying. Like when you know that someone is just full of shit, then I don't want to have a conversation with that person. I don't want to entertain what they have to say. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew what they were saying was bullshit. All you had to do was if you're someone who claimed to watch ESPN all those years, like Dreamer claimed he does, and in the case of Jason Whitlock, he was at the network when Doris was there. He was at the network when she was there,
Mm-hmm.
and so he knows how hard she works. She knows that she had climbed her way to the top to where she's at now. And
I mean,
for him,
like,
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, you can finish. You can finish.
All right. Let me just finish it real quick. So for him to say that doesn't surprise me, but it also tells me, which I've been knew of him, that he's not interested in having an actual conversation. He's there to do is just appease his fan base. That's all he's there to do.
Here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we was talking about this last week, and then he mentioned, like, at the end of the video before we moved on, where he said that there was a case to where the entire production staff, was all women, and your response was, "Oh, who cares? Who cares? Who cares?"
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, I'm gonna have to say, my bad, because I wanted to do the research, and then I just forgot. I didn't go and try and check to see if that was legitimate or not. But you said it probably was.
Yeah.
Now
They probably did it during Women's History Month or something like that.
it was Women's History Month. We have a Women's History Month
Or something like that. Something a holiday involving women.
I never heard of that. But in any case, though, he brought up that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
He brought up that point, and there's been other people who brought up points of, oh, um, of how they are constantly trying to promote or push women, to do this, to do that, and what have you. So their point is, they already have seemed the ESPN seems to already have a track record of whether if it's protecting the women, or whether it's pushing women to I mean, not to success to a degree, but to push them to where it will be at the expense of a man. And if what they're saying is true, that there's a track record of ESPN doing this, and if they feel that Doris is also a part of under that umbrella, then again, I don't think that's what happened. But but can you actually see what they're trying to say at the very least? Because since now that ESPN have a track record of doing this, and
No.
even if you say that you don't care about the whole women thing, about there was a whole bunch of, most of the production staff was all women. Even if you say, well, I don't care about that, it still doesn't dismiss the fact that what they did is true. Like, they put all those women there at the expense of the men. We could still criticize that and say, well, that's not cool for what ESPN did.
What is there to criticize?
That they intentionally did that at the expense of the men.
So they had a broadcast where all women were in charge. Okay, and
where's the consistency? Where's the consistency on your part? If that's something like that were to happen and they were all white males, you would have said that was the problem.
I mean, I guarantee you they've had that before.
But
I guarantee that's happened at that network.
Okay, but you would have said that's a problem, and not just you. A lot of people would have said, that would be a huge problem.
I mean,
we still dealing with that right now when it comes to NFL as far as coaches and owners.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it when it comes to this that, oh, we should just have a nonchalant attitude?
Is it one broadcast?
I have no idea. This is why I said
if it's one broadcast, then who cares? If it's one broadcast, then who cares? Like, the reason why the NFL thing is more important is because those guys are important, or like important figures. They're gonna be there every weekend unless they get fired or whatnot. And those are high important jobs. Really, what they did what they did a couple weeks ago, probably like a one-time thing.
But you don't know. But you don't know that for sure.
I mean, I mean, I've never heard of it until now. You didn't hear about it until Dreamer said it.
I was convinced that he told the truth because you said it was probably true.
It probably did happen. But I'm saying, if it's one broadcast and and I'm going to assume that every woman there or have earned their right to that spot. Then why am I getting pissed off over it?
If it's truly 100% all women that's there, we know that that was all propaganda and nothing more. I don't want I don't want to hear anything about, oh well, they deserve that spot. It was complete propaganda. That's what it was. Now again, I don't know if that is 100% true or not, but now if it is true, yes, I could see why people have a huge problem with that. It's not cool
Well, why is it not cool?
because because they purposely did that at the expense of the men that's there. If you are going to have 100% women, obviously you're going to get rid of the men, yes or no?
I mean, to do what, one show?
To get rid of the men, yes or no?
To do one show?
You don't know if it's just one show.
Steve.
He
Steve,
said,
Steve,
I'm
Steve,
not,
Steve.
I don't want to go back to the audio because you're gonna get pissed off. But he
No,
said,
Steve.
but he said they were pushing for all women to be at that production site. He didn't say if it was for one show. He didn't say that.
I mean, how would he know? He never worked there. If they're doing something special for Women's History Month or whatever, it's likely was done for one show.
I highly doubt it was Women History Month. But I mean, look,
like Steve, they have tons and tons and tons of different shows on the network. They have tons and tons of different people working around that network. They do a whole bunch of stuff. Like, to be concerned over a man, or all women doing, how dare they, and all the other shit. Like, I don't have time to entertain these fucking morons. I don't have time for it, because at the end of the day, look, here's the reality of the situation. In that sports market, the men dominate.
You know why that is?
Because they're the one that's got most of the chances.
You think that's the reason?
I mean, that's the main reason. And to be honest with you, there really is nothing wrong with that. But the thing that I'm confused by is that when a woman gets an opportunity to shine, all we have is you have a segment of the population who shits on them, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. You have a segment of the population who do nothing but shit on women. We shit on them for being being too pretty. We shit on them for being too ugly. We shit on them for being in sports. We shit on them for every fucking thing except for when they cook and clean. That's when those niggas shut up. When they cook and clean, that's when they shut the fuck up.
That is so not true, dude. That that's
am I talking to you?
No, that is all far-fetched, because right now women have the opportunities to work and be CEOs and do
what are you getting upset about? I wasn't talking about you.
No. I'm just talking about overall. I'm not getting upset over anything. But for you to say that, they get upset when men get upset for them being too pretty or too this or too that.
Am I lying?
Yes, because you admittedly had said that when it comes to sports, it's pretty much dominated by men, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing happened. Same thing for most trade jobs. There's a lot of different fields that's out there where it's majority by men. Engineering, all that stuff, etc., HVAC, plumbing, all of that is pretty much dominated by men. Video games, mainly dominated by men. Sports, mainly dominated by men. Just because you see that in all different areas, that doesn't mean we're intentionally suppressing the women so they don't get the opportunity.
So
the thing is,
let me ask you a question.
Men likes those type of things.
So let me ask you a question. If that's the case, then why is it that everyone is upset about what Doris Burke?
Because they feel that they've intentionally fired Mark Jackson so that Doris Burke could get that spot.
Well, the funny thing is that That I read, I listened to a podcast, and Doris Burke is not the reason why Mark Jackson got fired.
Was it because of Jeff Van Gundy?
No,
Or what was it?
because of Doc Rivers.
Well, I think I said that in the chat also. That it was
Okay, but did Dreamer mention Doc Rivers?
I can't remember, and I'm not going.
What about Jason Whitlock?
I'm not going to go back.
What about Jason Whitlock?
I don't think he did.
Okay,
I don't think
so. Instead of going after someone who wasn't at the network, right?
Well, he
They
was.
went after.
He's been in finals. He commentated finals before. Remember, he commentated the Lakers in Detroit.
Not for ESPN.
It was for ABC.
Yeah, but that was long. That was a long time ago, and he wasn't. And at that point in time, he wasn't an employee. Doris Burke was an employee.
Okay.
She's been there for years. She was on the number 2 team, and they promoted her to the number 1 team. And the only person they talk about is her, and not Mark, and not Doc Rivers. Come on.
First off, I had already told you my piece. I prefer Jeff over Doris and Doc Rivers.
That's fine. I'm not talking about that. That's fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the 2 guys that you mentioned, who their main focus was on Doris Burke, and not the actual hire that they would have been upset with.
Well, hold on. Before we continue, this is what I also share in the chat. Hang on a second.
Doris Burke and hired Doc Rivers to ESPN to replace Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy. That sounds like an absolutely fucking terrible plan, to be honest with you. I think Doris Burke is good. As someone who knows the game, she's great as a silent reporter. I don't think she's good calling games. I don't care what level it's at. I can't stand when Doris Burke is calling games. And to add the fucking voice of Doc Rivers in there sounds like
he said more stuff, but here's another individual who complained about Doris Burke, and he complained about Doc Rivers. So what are you? So now there is somebody who also complained about both. So what's the issue with that?
I don't give a shit who that person. I don't care.
But hold on. You say you don't care, but you kept on saying, "Oh, no, nobody's mentioning Doc Rivers. Nobody's mentioning Doc Rivers." Well,
I'm talking about the 2 guys that you brought. I'm talking about the 2 guys you brought to my attention. Now I don't know who the fuck that guy is. But if that's his opinion, that's his opinion. That's his opinion. But the focus for Whitlock and the focus for Dreamer was Doris Burke. Yes or no?
Okay.
Not one of the. I mean, you said that you didn't hear them mention Doc Rivers. You didn't hear Whitlock mention Doc Rivers, and there's a reason why they didn't. Because their audience wants to hear them shit on Doris Burke and be like, oh, it's a diversity hire, even though she's been at that network already. Like you pointing out some random guy mentioning Doc Rivers. Yeah, I'm glad he's mentioned Doc Rivers. I'm glad he did. And if you don't like Doris Burke commentary, that's fine too. That's fine. I don't like Steve. That part. That was never my argument. My argument is that they are discrediting her work just so that they can get a cheap pop from the sexes that listen to them. They are purposely discrediting her just so that they can get a cheap pop from the sexes that listen to them.
From the sexes that listens to them. Oh, movie, man. Oh, gosh. Okay.
I mean, that's how I feel. It is what it is. I mean, is there anything else to add?
I mean, no. Look. I had already needed to say what I wanted to say. That if ESPN have a track record of constantly promoting women and things like that, they have if what they all are saying is true, that ESPN has a track record of doing that, then you can't. What I'm saying is, then you cannot say that what they're saying is dumb or stupid if they're going to, if they are basing it in history, recent history.
So like who's the highest paid who's the highest paid personality at that network?
I would probably say Breen.
No, it's probably not Breen.
You don't think
It's probably McCaffrey.
Okay.
Followed by Stephen A. Like you think that
Stephen A. commentates?
No, man, I'm not talking about commentary. I'm talking about personality in the network.
Oh, okay. Personality in the network. Okay.
Yeah, and then Stephen A. is probably up there. Troy Aikman is up there. Joe Buck is up there. Yeah, Joe Buck is up there. They're all men.
And I think Joe Buck sucks. But go ahead.
Perfectly fine. But they're all men. Like a business has the right to promote or demote anybody that they want. They choose. They so fit. Like they're always going to, like, the thing that I find so stupid about what you just said is that you're only pointing to the women getting promoted when all the top earners are men.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, and then you point out women like Malika Andrews, who you don't like, Molly Karam, who you don't like.
No.
I'm sorry, bro, but so like not everyone feels the way that you do.
I believe that most people feel the exact same.
The people who you search for probably feel the way that you do.
No.
At the end of the day, they're there for a reason.
Even you said that.
What?
Even you said that. Even you have said that Molly is annoying. But your defense.
I never said anything about Molly. Anything.
Yes, you did. You said, because this was a long time ago, but when I was pretty much exposing how she likes to be annoying and how she tries to talk over everybody and how people in the same network was annoyed by her, you said she's annoying, but that's what ESPN wants. ESPN wants reaction.
No, they don't want her being a mute. They don't want her being a mute.
That's not what you said. You said the reaction that I gave and the reaction that millions of people were giving, you said that's what ESPN wants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you admitting
and I said, but I never said anything about her being annoying. I never said that. And even if she is annoying, that's what they want. They don't want her being a mute. And truth be told, that's what a lot of the men who follow Whitlock, Travis, and all the other red pill dipshits, that's what they want. They want the woman to be a mute. They just want her to look good and be a mute. That's it.
No. They don't want women to be a mute. They want the ones who don't know what they're talking about to be a mute. If you don't know what you're talking about,
okay. And then Doris,
that's why I like that's why crap, now I forgot her name.
Okay. Doris Burke know what she's talking about, yes or no?
Yes.
Then why are they going after her then?
Look, I already told you. Okay, I'm telling you. They are going on history why.
No, and I'm telling you, it doesn't. Because here's my problem. It don't. The history. It's a fucking lie. It don't fucking exist.
You just said that. That it probably happened. Now it's a lie.
What probably happened? What probably happened?
Of the network having a whole bunch of women and not one man that was there.
Steve, stop going over that, because that's irrelevant. They have male producers, they have female producers. Yes, it is irrelevant.
You need to address that. You need to address that.
I don't need to address shit. No, let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something right now. I don't need to address jack shit. Okay? Because at the end of the day, I know what goes. I have an idea what goes on at that network. They have a bunch of fucking people working there. So why would I give two flying fucks if they have one show about all women being on the network?
Keep
And it
saying
says it
what?
right here. You said, and he said it right here. Joe says it right there. They have a Women's History Month. He says it right there. They have a Women's History Month. So obviously they're going to do something regarding the women.
They have a history month in ESPN.
What the fuck are you talking about?
They have a Women History Month. They did that on ESPN. That's what you're saying?
Maybe not. I don't know.
So now,
I have
okay,
no fucking clue.
so what he says is fact. Now it's a maybe, and now I don't know. Okay, have to know. Let's go.
No. You are purposely not hearing what I'm saying.
You said first. You said
no. Stop.
I want to say that.
I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Here's the problem that I'm having with you right now. You brought this shit up again when I didn't want to talk about it again. I thought you were going in a different direction. What you're doing is now you're defending them while saying I have to address something that I don't have to fucking address. Okay? It was one fucking show. Who fucking cares? Who cares? Do they or do they not have no producers at that show? Yes or no? Answer the question. I will let you talk. But answer my question first. I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. Do they have no producers at that network? Yes or no?
Of course they do.
Okay. They have no hosts in that network? Yes or no?
Are all the hosts women? I think all the hosts are women.
Oh my god. So who hosts SVP?
I don't watch that, so I don't know.
Who hosts it? You don't have to fucking watch it to know who hosts it. Who hosts the network? Who hosts the show?
I don't watch the show at all.
SVP, you don't know what SVP is.
I don't watch it, bro. I'm telling you, I don't watch it.
See, and this is why I don't like having these type of conversations, because you're telling me one thing when you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, the guy who hosts the show is Scott Van Pelt, who's a man.
Okay, so
the guy who hosts one of the top morning shows, First Take, is a man.
So how does that relate to
you said how does that relate to the whole women's month? I asked you how many do they have no hosts? Yes or no? You said, I don't know. What we can do? I don't know.
And I said,
how am I going to have a conversation with you when you don't even know any of the information that's out there?
How is it that you're going to ask me a question? Do they have a male host in all these shows when I don't watch all of these shows? So I'm supposed to watch every single one of these shows and know the answer if there's a man or woman host when I don't watch the show in the first place. That's by you.
That every host is a woman.
That's by you. This is the reason why that you yourself don't even know what you're talking about. Because first you said that what Jabana said was a fact. Then you turn around and say, "Oh, I don't know. Oh, maybe. Oh, possibly." So you don't even know what you're talking about, dude. And you could curse and yell all you want to. You could do that all you want, but you clearly don't know what you're talking about. I'll go and I'll check and this and that. You didn't know what you're talking about either.
You're the one that fucking said that. You said you were going to go and check and you didn't do that. Maybe you're too busy. That's fine. You're the one that wanted to bring this topic up again.
I wanted to bring up the audio that you had shared. That's what I wanted to talk about.
Okay. And then why are we here now?
I don't know. I was the only thing that I wanted to address was addressing the people thinking that you was all upset with me. That's all I wanted to address. I don't know how we got back to the talking about Dreamers Pro. All I wanted to talk about was that we were fine. That's it.
So let me ask you.
So all of this was just a waste of time, because all I wanted to do was inform everybody that we were good, that you were a little upset with me about what happened last week.
Last week I wasn't upset. Now I'm upset with you now because you're bringing this shit back up.
You brought it up.
And what you're saying, you're telling me that I have to address one random show on probably Women's History Month. Like, why would I address it? I didn't fucking watch. I don't fucking care. It had nothing to do with it. They just used it as one of their talking points to shit on women. That's it. I know that. The fact is, you don't know that because you're too gullible. You're too gullible. And that's fine. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I don't have to address shit because I know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. Like I'm supposed to address it so I could give them credence and give them credibility. Fuck them. Fuck all of them. I don't have to give them any type of shit. I don't fucking care what they think about anything. I don't. Why? Because I know they're full of shit. I know they are. Even if what they're saying is true and in the magical world that they're true, how did that apply to Doris Burke? How does it apply to her? You want to talk about other people on the network? Be my fucking guest. I don't fucking care. But does it apply to Doris? No. Then why am I supposed to address it? I'm waiting. You can talk now. Go ahead.
Oh, I can talk now, or are you going to keep
Go
yelling?
ahead.
Okay, so I can talk now.
Hey, don't patronize me. Say what you guys say, please.
Okay, so I could talk now. I appreciate that I could talk. I had already addressed that, and you said that you don't care. So there's really no point of even trying to answer.
I answered that question for you. They're full of shit. If having a whole bunch of women on be part of a broadcast that you didn't watch offends you, then I mean, what am I supposed to do?
No.
What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to tuck you in. I'm supposed to say it'll be all right and tuck you in at night. No, if you have a problem, it's your problem.
He said he did watch it.
Okay, then fine.
He said he did watch it. So if he is going to compile all what happened in recent history of ESPN, promoting women, which pissed you off, of having a whole bunch of women, it pissed you off when he said that.
Yeah, because men and women get promoted.
Okay,
men and women get promoted.
No. He said that that ESPN was intentionally trying to push women at the expense of the men.
How does he know that?
That's what he said.
That's what. How do you know he's telling the truth?
Okay, if that's true, is that cool?
No, it's not true. If it's cool, but how do I know that a liar is lying? How do I know if a liar is telling the truth?
I mean, if you think that he's lying, that's fine. If you think he's lying, that's fine. I mean, I don't have a problem if you
because I look at what the fucking idiot said, and then I look at the fact that you have Pat McAfee, Stephen A. Smith, and countless others who are the top earners at the network who are men. So what the fuck is he talking about then?
Listen, I don't want to go back to the audio because it'll take too much time. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to that.
Get to the audio that I shared a couple days ago.
I thought you had it because you the one that
I don't have it.
What are you able to find it? Because I don't know what link you went to obtain that audio. Because I think what I assume that you did, that you went to the link and then you just recorded it from your phone.
I'll look for it, even though you annoyed me to the point where I shouldn't have to, but I'll look for it. I went to the wrong fucking page. Hold on a second. You can read the comments when you get a chance.
Okay. He said, Joe said, sound mad sexist, bro. So I don't know if he's talking about me or if he was talking about the audio I played. So maybe he will address that. So he says, oh my gosh, Steve, it's national like Black History Month. Steve, you were showing your ignorance. I had already said I don't know. I didn't know we had a women's history month. I personally don't think it's necessary, but the fact that we have one, I mean, fine. But I don't think we need a women's history month. Do you think we need a men's history month? Like in all seriousness. Um, he shared a link. I don't know what the link is for. Ruben said, I'm interested in the conversation, but Hoovy186 did say he did not want to address this subject or the content creator who said it. No, that's fine. My intention was not to talk about Dreamers Pro or Jason Whitlock or the other guy that I played on the audio. The only thing I wanted to address was that Hoovy was not. There's like no animosity between me and Hoovy. That's all. That's all I was trying to address because I had a couple of text messages from people saying, "Oh, like like are you guys okay? Like what's wrong with having no? Like no, I'm just saying that we're fine. Like, everything's fine. Like we always have these arguments from time to time, but at the end of the day, we're fine. That's all I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to go back and talk about Dreamers Pro. That's not what my intention was. Look, I'm gonna look at this podcast again to figure out how in the world that we even go back to that. Do I still watch him? Yes. Do I think he put good content out there? In my opinion, yes. But my intention wasn't, to talk about it again because I knew he was going to piss Hoovy off. Jabana says big facts. Ruben, Steve, if you play back the tape, you started saying it was okay. Then you said you had to expose him. You escalated it. But expose who Hoovy? Do you know what he's talking about? Havano?
Let me see. I can't find the audio. Like, it's gonna take way too long to find it. I can probably play it through WhatsApp, but I don't think it's gonna play through all the way. Who said what they said?
Read Hoovy's read Jabanis's chat. I mean text. Where it says Steve, if you play the yeah.
If you play back the tape, you started saying it was okay. Then you said you had to expose him. You escalated it, Steve.
You know what he's talking about?
No, but what annoyed me about what you just did is that you're telling me that I have to address what they said.
The only reason why I said that was because you said that I think you said what they did. Oh, that that's not wrong or something like that. Like about
it's not wrong because at the end of the day, if they have a segment for women, then yeah, they're gonna have women control the broadcasting as long as they can do their job, which I'm sure they have enough women to do that job. Why would I give two flying fucks what they do? Why would I care? Because the thing is that what you and what all those other niggas do is that you conflate that into they're gonna try to all the women pretty much ESPN is gonna just turn into WESPN. Everyone like the only people gonna run ESPN from now on is gonna be women. That's how you guys act when you react the way that you guys do. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I don't recall saying that, but I mean, if you
Steve. It's not about what you say. It's how you act. I always tell you, your actions speak louder than your words. And I mean seriously, like, what do you honestly think that having a Women's History Month, they weren't going to do something dedicated to women on ESPN? You honestly think that was not going to happen?
Let me look to see when is Women's History Month.
Let me see if the audio will play through the headphones. I don't think it will, but we'll see. Let me see if I can find it. What specifically? What? Because I shared some audio, but
The audio that you had shared was specifically for. I know what you was trying to do. Like you was trying to make it seem like I think you was trying to make it seem like Dreamers Pro didn't know what he was talking about, but it was mainly about the Mark what happened with Mark Jackson and Doris.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Okay, you know, I think I found it.
All right.
All right. So while the ad is going, let me see. All right. So Nolan said it didn't feel like it was at the expense of the men. It looked like the old formula wasn't working, and it felt like it was time to fresh faces in the leading role.
Are you talking about a specific show? Or you just talking about ESPN overall? Nolan.
I think you're talking about. I think you're talking about the broadcast.
The who?
You're talking about the NFL, the NBA broadcast. You're talking about the NBA broadcast. Like the thing is that everyone who thinks the way that you do and Dreamer and all of them think is that, oh, there's a reason why they did this, that's nefarious, when all it is just, hey, it's just budget cuts. That's what it is, just budget cuts. And everyone in that network is expendable. It's including, I would argue, including Stephen A. Stephen A is
Nah,
100% expendable.
I think you're wrong with that one. You're not going to get anyone that's popular as a Stephen A. Smith.
Maybe,
You know,
but
you're not going to get that. Like Stephen A. Smith is the face of ESPN when it comes to sports talk.
okay, and what is he?
A guy who likes to scream a lot.
Okay. No, what is at the end of the day, what is he?
He's a journalist.
No, what is he? What gender is he?
Oh, yeah, he's a man.
You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Like, these dudes get so scared at the sight of women succeeding that they kind of forget you just said it. The person who's the face of ESPN is Stephen A. Smith, who's a man. Who's a man?
Who,
Yeah,
who, who,
we're so worried about one random broadcast when it came to a bunch of women who were part of it. But that's what we're worried about. Instead of a guy who's on multiple networks who's talking about boxing when he don't know what the fuck he's talking about, when they have him on MMA when he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I mean, honestly, how am I supposed to react to that? How am I supposed to react to that?
At the end of it's you making it seem like just because he's the face of ESPN, you making it seem like, oh, it's impossible for you to try to empower women. You could still try to do that simultaneously. Like
And
both,
there's a problem. And my question is, why is that a problem?
it would be, to me, it's a problem because I have always said, and I don't want to constantly say the same thing over and over again, but obviously I have to. I have always said that if you deserve a job, you deserve the job, but don't put race or your sex into the equation. Do it because you earned the job without you involving sex or race. That's it. That's all I've said. And if you involve either of the two, I think that is wrong. It should be based on your merit, your credentials, and your experience. That's it. Now we could talk about all the complicated issues like nepotism and other stuff, but at the end of the day,
Shouldn't that be the first conversation?
At the end of the day, merit should be the reason why you have the job.
Shouldn't nepotism be the first thing mentioned? First thing mentioned?
No, I don't think you should get the job based on nepotism either. But
All right,
we know what happened.
but we know what happens. But which one are you more offended by? Nepotism or someone getting hired because they're a woman?
Which one I should be more offended by?
Mm-hmm.
I think both are equally. I think both are equally unfair.
Which one do you think happens more often?
Oh, nepotism happens more often.
All right, then why?
I agree with you there.
Okay, but you see what I'm talking. You see what I'm talking about here. Jeremy Shaft got the job at ESPN because his father, Dick Shaft, was working there for a long time. No one said anything about it. And truth be told, he's very good at his job. But he got the job because of nepotism. So when you have women who get an opportunity to talk about sports or whatever, as long as they know what they're doing, why is that an issue for some people?
No, as long as they know what they're doing, I'm fine with that. That's why I love Doris Brooke, and that's why I love yeah, I still cannot get her name right. Nah, I can't get her name. You know who I'm talking about? The chick from Fox.
Jenny Taft?
No. The chick that you and I like a lot. Crap, man.
Joy Taylor.
Joy Taylor. For goodness sakes, man. I love Joy Taylor. And last time I checked, she's a woman, but she knows what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like she knows what she's talking about. Malika Andrews does not. Molly, she does not.
Okay, but we're not talking about Malika Andrews or Molly Karam.
But I'm just
The central feature, the central person in our argument in the argument that we've been having the last 2 weeks is Doris Burke.
And did you hear me say anything that I don't think I think she got the job because she's a woman? Did you hear me say that?
No, but you're entertaining dummies who do think that. That's the problem. That's part of the problem. You're entertaining dummies who think that she's not qualified.
I mean, I even said that I don't agree with him or them. I don't agree with them. I made it very clear.
But why are we entertaining their opinion?
All I'm saying is that we have multiple. We're not just talking about just one or two people. There's countless.
Steve, I know there's so many people. You have a lot of people who hate when women succeed. Why am I entertaining these fucking morons?
That's a stretch. I don't think they don't like to see women, succeeding. I don't think
we're going in circles. We're going in circles. Let me get to the part because we're just going in circles, bro. Let me see. Is this the right? Okay. There we go. All right, we're at okay.
I can't
let
see.
Me share. No.
Go ahead.
I'm sharing a second.
Awful, and most
of the
other pieces I've used as
Can
entertainment.
you hear it?
So I imagine Doc Rivers and Doris Burke
Here,
and
right?
Mike Breen will be about as good
Steve.
as Jeff Van Gundy.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay,
Let me start with that. Like both of these people are great at broadcasting. Doris obviously is awesome. Everyone knows. We don't need to reiterate. She's literally a Hall of Famer at this. And Doc Rivers, for a lot of the younger listeners, they won't remember. Doc, when he stopped playing, he was doing color analysis.
Very good.
For Spurs local and for Turner National.
Mm-hmm.
And he did such a good job. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he might have been the first, hey, I like listening to you talk about the game. Why don't you be my head coach? Like that thing that Mark Jackson has done and Steve Kerr has done. Now we've seen it happens a lot more often. I think Doc Rivers was the first one of his ilk to go from playing to the broadcast booth and from the broadcast booth to head coach immediately. And that's when he went to the Orlando Magic and he did a great job in the first year with a very ragtag roster. ended up being 500 when everyone thought they were going to be one of the worst teams in the league, and he won Coach of the Year. And that's kind of the legend of Doc Rivers started there. So even after he left Orlando, before he went to Boston, he did the ABC Finals, the NBA Finals on ABC with Al Michaels. So you're talking about a guy who's really good at broadcasting, and I think that's kind of helped him as well as a head coach because he knows how to deal with media because he has that background.
I believe that Doc Rivers' greatest strength post-career is talking.
For sure.
But I'm not kidding you when I say that as a coach, leader of men, one of the great coaching failures when it comes to important basketball games. His resume has more important losses on it than almost any coach. A coach usually doesn't get many chances to do the failure that he has done. And I believe that Doc Rivers has made much of his post-playing career retirement money in just being charming as a talker.
He's very good at talking. You're right. But I mean, to the original point and original question by Dan, I like Mike Breen. I like Jeff Van Gundy. I like Mark Jackson. They were a great trio, great at calling games. But the replacements are really, really good. It's going to take them a minute to form the chemistry that those three had. But I don't care if no one's calling the game. If it's a game I want to watch, I'm going to watch the NBA game. Like, people get outraged about this stuff. And I guess.
Yeah. I call complete BS on that. That's where I call BS. If what he's saying is absolutely true, what's his name that decided to retire, he still would have been commentating if that was the truth. He still would be commentating. When you are a commentator, obviously your job is to call the game, play by play. There's going to be some type of criticism, along the way and what have you. Don't sit here and tell me that, we came here to to watch the game, which is true, but that's the main course. You know what I'm trying to say? Watching the basketball game, watching a football game, watching a hockey game, that's like the meat and potatoes when it comes to basketball and football. That's the hamburger, the fries, the mashed potatoes, the commentating and the side reporting. That's all the other stuff. The ketchup, the mustard, and what have you, the cheese, the stuff that you add on to to the main course. You could still exclude it if you want to, but that stuff is, to a lot of people, is necessary. You know what I'm saying? So for him to say that, well, you don't necessarily need commentators, I think that's BS, because then he wouldn't need to retire if that was the case, and they wouldn't have demoted him if that was the case. They wouldn't have demoted him. So don't sit here and tell me that stuff is that's not important. I find that BS. And there's another thing that he had said. Keep playing.
So I understand why, but if you want to watch a basketball game, you're not tuning in because Mike Breen is calling it.
Right. And we've had this conversation before. We talk about Tom Brady.
Nobody said that. Yeah, nobody said that. Nobody said we came to watch the game so we could listen to Jeff Van Gundy or Breen. Nobody ever said that. What people are saying is that we don't like the fact of Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson being replaced by Doc Rivers and Doris. That's it. Why both can't be true? Obviously, we came here to watch the basketball game or the football game or whatever. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, we can't complain about commentators being replaced. We can, like in all seriousness, why do people have a hard time accepting the fact that criticism is okay? Why in the world that people are getting upset for the fact that we can share our opinion about a company's decision making? I don't understand that. Look, and there's one more thing that I want to address. Keep playing.
Brady being offered $8 billion, gajillion, trillion, bajillion dollars to call games, and it's like, who cares? I'm going to watch Monday Night Football or whatever anyway. That's all well and good, right? But I think there is something very important that happens, and we know that from kind of the stories that have been come out a little bit, is the league hasn't been too thrilled with Van Gundy in particular because he can be very critical, particularly that's officiating, but all.
Okay. this is probably the most biggest. Now, I'm not blaming him. Now, I do believe what he's saying is right. That a lot of people probably don't like the fact that Jeff Van Gundy has been, real critical of the NBA. We hear Charles Barkley do the same thing, Shaquille O'Neal doing the exact same thing, Mark Jackson doing the exact same thing. We've seen that all across the board. At the
Can I
end
say
of
something real quick?
Go ahead.
Just real quick. You have the same. Your head shape is shaped the same as Amina Hassan.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
You guys have the same shaped head. You guys do. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Do you think?
This is once again of culture being way too sensitive. Way too sensitive. Let's go back in recent history. There have been people, including you, including me, that the NBA, all they do now is shoot jack threes. That's it. That's all we pretty much have been seeing now. And of course, not just fans, but people who actually experience, whether they were coaching in the NBA or played in the NBA, also have the exact same complaints as the fans are. All everybody's doing now is shooting threes. Secondly, the other criticism that people have been having, and I'm going to include you in here just in case if you wanted to defend what he's trying to say. There's two people that you are constantly complaining about when it comes to flopping. James Harden and Joel Embiid. You constantly complain about them. I constantly complain about LeBron James and his flopping and whatnot. So we have at the very least 3 elite superstars who's over here flopping all over the place. We've seen Trey Young do the exact same thing. We obviously see, I know, Steph Curry has done it. We've seen Anthony Davis has done it. So what is the big issue here? If all we're constantly seeing is people flopping all over the place, making the game look sloppy, you damn right I expect the commentators to call them out on it. Of course, I want people to expose the NBA that they're not doing nothing about it. It's not fun to watch seeing grown men, right? Grown men constantly acting like a bunch of babies, flopping everywhere. And you mean to tell me that it was wrong that Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson is calling them out on it? It is wrong that they're calling out the NBA that they're not addressing this flopping issue?
I mean, it's more than just flopping.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's more than just flopping. Like, I'm sure there are lots of things that they didn't want Van Gundy criticizing the NBA about. But I don't think that's the reason why he got fired.
But that's still part of the issue, though. That's still them.
It may be a small issue because I think, like we mentioned in the chat, like, I mean, Jeff, I guess you could say they were not happy, but I mean, Stan will go heavier on the NBA. And I mentioned before, and I told you before about David Stern literally blocking him from doing broadcasts.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do that with Jeff. And I think the way that Amin is going to explain it here is actually I'll let him explain it. Do you have anything else to say before I continue or no?
We could listen.
Yeah, I'll let him explain.
Also of the game of things like load management, things like that. And
he is somebody who gets criticized for not liking basketball enough because of the way he's talking about it, not just from the commissioner of the league.
When you are the voice, Stugat, you're right. I'm not going to stop watching the NBA Finals because Jeff Van Gundy's calling it or whatever.
Right.
But
or he's not.
Right. But or when however many million people are watching, this is the most watched event in our sport, and you're getting bombarded with kind of a negativity. I could see from the league standpoint of like, yo, we're trying to do a thing here. We're trying to sell this. We're trying to like let people be excited about it and be optimistic about it. And I do always point this out. And the same goes to the Turner guys, the Turner Studio.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll play this part too.
We're the only sport that continuously shits on the current product and says everything was better 20 years ago. Nobody is saying in football, no one's walking around saying, man, I'm telling you what, Boomer Esiason would be the best quarterback in the league right now. No one says in baseball that, Doc Gooden would be the best pitcher in baseball right now. We all kind of accept that the modern version of this is the best version, in the same way that no one looks at Usain Bolt and says, Carl Lewis would have just smoked him. But our sport, for whatever reason, lives constantly in the past. Our players constantly fight ghosts. They're not playing it. LeBron's not playing Steph Curry. He's playing Michael Jordan.
Yeah. So pretty much what he's saying is that the NBA wants to promote the league, obviously. And when you're on the biggest stage, when you have the NBA finals where you have Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray versus Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, I guess from the league standpoint, they would much rather have them analyze that than them complaining about not necessarily the flopping. Because like you said, the NBA, they're I think they instituted a flopping rule this year.
Yeah, they did.
And they tried to get rid of it before.
They have?
But they have. They absolutely have. I remember one year when they said they were going to increase fines for flopping. And they did, but they didn't stop it, but they did. But when it comes to what he's saying right here, it's not really the flopping that they have a problem with. It's them criticizing teams for load management. Is them pretty much shitting on today's players when they say, "Oh, this player was better back in the day than that player." Even though if you take them as they are now, let's say if you take a Charles Barkley, right? You take a Charles Barkley as he is now, and you put him up against a Zion Williamson, right? In my opinion, I think Zion's going to smoke him. He's going to smoke him. You know what I mean? The accomplishment, you can't compare accomplishment. Barkley's a better player easily. But if you take Charles Barkley from that time and you teleport him to today's game, he's not going to be as good because he's not as athletic. But what Amin is saying is that when it comes to the coverage of the NBA, they're always saying, "Oh, this game's not as good. This game's not this. This game's not that. This player's not as good as this player. This game's not as good as that player." And no other sport does that.
But you see that more on talk shows, not the commentating. You see that more on the debate shows. You don't really.
Yeah, but you have to remember what's the top when it comes to the NBA. What's the top talk show of the NBA?
First Take.
No, it's the Shaq and Barkley and Kenny.
TNT, yeah.
Yeah, that is that show. And you see that all the time. You hear that all the time on that show. You hear it all the time in that show. It's Shaq complaining about Embiid, complaining about Gobert, even complaining about Embiid. It's Barkley always having a tiff with Durant or LeBron or whatever. You know what I mean? Those are the type of stuff that goes viral. That type of stuff goes viral, and then you add Undisputed with everything that Skip had done to LeBron, the stuff he got into with Russell Westbrook, and even Stephen A. The beef he had with Kevin Durant for a little bit, and a lot of the other stuff he's done over the years. Like, Amin does have a point. Now, I prefer honesty to one. I prefer the broadcast to be good, right? That's most and foremost. But I prefer honesty when it comes to my broadcast. I don't want them sugarcoating anything. But I can understand the NBA being like, we kind of want you guys to concentrate on the good of the game than the bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they would rather have that than what they were given before.
But everything, and I'm not just talking about sports. Everything. We're talking about We talking about movies. We're talking about TV series. Talking about video games, comics, music. Everything gets criticized, and everything pretty much get reviews. I mean, even all these establishments, restaurants, everything gets reviewed. Everything gets criticized. The NBA is not the exception to that rule. And when you have things like load management, where fans are constantly complaining about, when you have constantly 3-point shooting, where fans are also complaining about, like if fans are complaining about a particular thing, you would obviously the commentators are going to mention it also. Like they're not blind; they're seeing exactly what we see. You're seeing exactly what we see. So if the NBA doesn't like the fact that they're getting all this criticism, whether it's from the commentators or from these debate shows, that's something that the NBA needs to fix, because no one is going to put a blind eye and acting like as if they don't see anything wrong with the NBA. I mean that's
Yeah, of course. Like, I mean, every league has its issues. Every league has its issues, but I guess what the NBA is saying in that through Amin Al Hassan is that they feel like the negative. Look, negative will always outweigh positive when it comes to news. That's just the nature. That's just the nature of life. But I think they would prefer to have a broadcast that is more focused on the positive than the negative. And again, we can bemoan the fact that all guys do is shoot threes, but not everyone hates that. Not everybody hates that. We can bemoan all the flopping and shit like that, but not everybody hates that. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like I said before,
you don't think majority of the people hate load management and flopping?
I'm sure they do hate load management. Okay. I'm sure they do hate flopping, but they've done something about the flopping. And load management, like I said before, there's nothing. And you brought it up, and I'm glad you brought it up. And Stephen A. Smith, perfect example. He went on his podcast, being all high and mighty, criticizing Kawhi Leonard, saying that he's the worst superstar he's ever seen.
Oh yeah, I remember.
He didn't play, and then come to find out, he had a torn meniscus in that knee. He played through it in game 2, and then couldn't play with it the rest of the way. And then what happened? People don't care about an apology, which I don't think he ever did. They don't care about mea culpa. No, all they care about is the viral video of him trashing Kawhi Leonard. And I think that's the type of stuff that the NBA is not interested in having.
Well, the whole thing with Kawhi, he that dude seems to get injured every single year anyway.
That's perfectly fine, but that doesn't excuse what Stephen A. did.
I'm perfect. Like, what Stephen A. did, obviously, was dumb, but I think it's perfectly fine for people to criticize a particular player and say this guy just cannot stay healthy. The same thing what we've seen with Anthony Davis.
I mean, I don't think that's not criticism. That's just fact.
Yeah. If you're going to complain about a particular star, whether it's AD, Zion, Kawhi, elite stars, if that elite stars, and you're going to make a complaint that wow, these guys cannot stay healthy, they can't stay healthy. I mean, I think that's perfectly fair.
No, that's fine. Those are facts. What's not fair is saying that this guy's the worst superstar you ever seen. That's not fair.
Yeah, that I agree with that.
Yeah, that's not fair.
I 100% agree with that. Was there something else you about the audio, or that was it?
No, that was pretty much it.
Okay, and the last thing I want to say is him saying that, look, people complain about the NFL too. People complain that now the quarterbacks is just constantly throwing the football. The running backs are not getting a fair shake anymore. People complain about the NFL is getting too soft and what have you. Like, let's not act as if the NBA is the only one that's getting all this negativity. The NFL has been getting it too. The NFL has been getting it too. Collinsworth is he complains about the NFL a lot, and so does Troy Aikman. So I think he's wrong on that regard. Again, it's not really that big of a deal, but let's not try to act like as if the NBA is the only one that's going through that. I think every sports league goes through it. And one of the complaints I had, with the MLB, and then you told me that they actually fixed it, is like I think you said that they have like a timer or whatnot on the Go ahead.
Yeah, they have a pitch clock where with bases empty is 15 seconds between pitches. When there's someone on base, it's 20 seconds per pitch. Their main goal is to make the game run faster, and it has worked to a T.
And what was the complaints that I've had and what a lot of people had, that the game was too slow. That's criticism. Criticism actually can help make the product better. And
I agree with that. It just depends on the criticism. It depends on the criticism.
And I feel the exact same way, with the NBA. I honestly don't think all the leaders, the owners and whatnot would have taken, the whole flopping thing seriously if enough people didn't complain about it. I honestly believe that. And I appreciate all the complaints, and I appreciate the commentators also, getting involved in it and calling them out on it and exposing them that, you need to, excuse me, you need to fix this because it makes the game sloppy. Now the whole 3-point shooting, it's part of the game. I get it. There's really, nothing, that we could do as far as the 3-point shooting, but the flopping you could absolutely address. You could absolutely address the whole flopping stuff. Remember how I think now there's a new rule, with the whole, hack a Shack rule. They
adjusted that rule a couple times because the Spurs would have used that rule on Shaq.
Yes.
And it didn't make for good TV.
Yeah. And then you constantly see them do that with a lot of players who are not good free throw shooters. So what did they do? I think after the 2-minute mark, I think it's a technical foul shot. I think you take.
You can't foul someone out off the ball.
Correct.
You can't foul someone.
Now, again, once again, I remember there was a moment where fans were booing because they constantly was playing the whole hack a Shack thing. People complained, people criticized, and now they fixed it. So I think criticism, negativity is necessary, just like how bad reviews, they're all necessary in order for you to make a change and to improve the product. So I think and that is, once again, I'm gonna say this one last time, that is the reason why I always felt that Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy were special, because they were really the only two commentators, at least from what I could remember, would really criticize the NBA wholeheartedly. I don't recall anyone else going as hard as they do, but you said Stan Van Gundy did that, which is fine. But I always appreciated it because there were the same things that I've complained about, and so did you. Once again, you didn't like it when Joel Embiid did all the flopping, and I think the criticism.
No, the thing with Embiid is not the fact that he flops, is that he's always falling down, and that's why he gets hurt. That's part of the reason why he always gets hurt, because he's falling on that hard fucking floor.
Yeah.
That's why, dude 7'2" always falling down on got guard blowing on him, he falls down. Like fuck.
Yeah, and you see that's my main point. You have these guys who's over 6 feet, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", with all that muscle, freaking grown men, and you're flopping like a bunch of babies. Like, I don't want to see that in the basketball game. Like put your pants on and and act like real grown masculine men. All right. And that's pretty much all I have to really say about the audio. I just wanted to address that. If you have anything else, that's cool. If not, that's cool.
No, I was reading comments. Joe said that you said you had to expose me, and Nolan said that that's the regular line that Trez says, to expose me. Right away, PS5 is got heating problems at EVO.
Wait, did you know about that?
No.
I didn't know anything about that. Like Critical Job. If you have a link or something like that, then I remember they were probably having like lag issues, but I didn't know it was like a heating problem.
Um, and Joe said that this month was around since '87. Ruben said that when you have a price and the viewership isn't there, are you really worth the price? You worth your price? What, I apologize. What were you referring to, Ruben? Let me know.
Yeah, I would like to know also.
On the Breakfast Club, Stephen a, a
I think it's talking about Stephen A. Smith. Are you talking about Stephen A?
oh, okay, yeah, Stephen A. Yeah, my bad. Stephen
Oh,
A. was on there pushing his podcast and books. He said that he had to fight for his money on ESPN for being black, and that in the end, ESPN can drop him at any time. Oh, okay. So in order for him to get the contract that he wants, if ESPN wants to get rid of him, they can.
I don't think ESPN will be stupid enough to do that though.
Hmm.
Not with the talent and with the
I'll tell you
ratings
something.
they get used to that show.
Tell you something. They've canned him before. They've canned him before. Ruben said that I remember Smith had an interview where he said he didn't drink almond milk due to the estrogen in the milk. There is no estrogen in milk from nuts. There's more estrogen in milk from an actual female cow, being that it's a mammalian hormone.
I thought the estrogen came from the soy milk. That's what I thought. I thought it came from the soy milk. I knew it. If he actually said almond milk, clearly he he didn't do any research whatsoever because almond milk doesn't have estrogen at all. So that's funny.
All right, so Critical Job also says, side note, I helped busted a couple at Brandsmart trying to steal two rumble vacuums. Long story from for another time. It's funny. I was at the mall with my dad, and there was at a what was it, TJ Maxx, where a couple got arrested. I don't know what they got arrested for, but they got
Obviously,
arrested.
obviously it was for stealing,
Yeah.
for larceny. So and I'm glad that these at least down here, I'm glad and appreciate that if you're trying to steal down here, you're going to get arrested, unlike these other states. But yeah, go ahead. I'm not
Also,
gonna-
Square Enix not happy with Final Fantasy 6 sales, even though it sold 16 million. I heard of it. I heard about that story, but I did hear something else saying that it was a mistranslation. But I don't know. I don't know.
Wait. So what were they expecting to sell?
I don't know.
You mean to tell me that 60 million is not good? Man, get the hell out of here, man.
I don't know. So not one but two Rumbas. Uh, Rudolphi's and all about the N1. I've been informed that some earlier models of the PS5 had inferior cooling hardware, and it was up to the customer to have it replaced by Sony. And soy is not almond milk. I don't know. I don't know which version of a PS5 I have, but I'm not worried about that. I'm good. Okay, now I'm gonna try to make this quick. Let me do a share.
Evo, critical job. While you do that, I'm gonna read this.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Evo 2023 fighting game tournament attendees reported problems with damaged PS5 USB ports over the weekend. Yeah, like I can't remember which one of the commentators that actually mentioned something that there was something going on with the PS5. Now, if it's with the USB ports, yeah, I that's a problem. That's a problem. Like especially when there's millions and millions of people are watching a tournament, you don't want this type of thing happening on public display like that. Like you don't. So hopefully this is I remember when we was talking about the Final Fantasy 16 overheating PlayStations. If hopefully it's what Hoovy said about that. It's probably just a niche and not the majority of PlayStation 5 owners. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, so the U.S. women's national team, they were in the World Cup, and they got eliminated. I want to say yesterday morning by Sweden in penalty kicks. Right. So they lost in the round of 16, which is obviously a poor performance for a defending champion. Because mind you, the last World Cup they actually won the whole thing, and this year they got bounced in the round of 16. And truth be told, they didn't look good in any game they played.
Do you remember what the score was?
The first game they beat Taiwan. Was it Taiwan they played? It was like Taiwan or Thailand. I apologize, but I don't remember. But they won 3-0, but they didn't look good in that game. Now, in contrast, in the last World Cup, they beat another team. I think they beat the Philippines, I think 12-0. And ironically enough, you had a lot of people, a lot of Americans, these so-called patriots, who criticized them for celebrating too much. So keep that in mind for later.
Okay.
So yeah, so they didn't look good in any of the 4 games that they played.
Oh, but hold on, 3-0 is not good.
No, for the opponent that they played, because the Netherlands, which were in their group, they beat that team 7-0.
Okay.
Now the game against the Netherlands, it was a tie. It was tied 1-1. And then the game that they played against Portugal, it was 0-0. And this game that they lost in penalty, but the score was 0-0. So make no mistake about it, they were awful this World Cup.
Okay.
They were awful. And they deserve all the criticism. This, however, is not criticism. This is bullshit. Now, Alexi Lawless, he's a former U.S. men's national team player. He's a well-known analyst. I think he works for Fox right now. And
Okay.
this is what he said, right? And this is gonna get political, so I do apologize in advance. I know you love this.
Yeah. We can only talk about political stuff when you want to. Go ahead.
I want to focus on the women. I want to focus on this right now and what I'm going to say about this. Don't kill the messenger. This U.S. women's national team is polarizing. Politics, causes, stances, and behavior have made this team unlikable to a portion of America. This team has built its brand and has derived its power from being the best / winning. If that goes away, they risk becoming irrelevant. I don't know where to attack when it comes to this, right? First thing let's go to this one. This is the easiest one. They risk becoming irrelevant. You do this fucking more, and he knows better. He knows better. But here's the thing. This country, when it comes to women's soccer, has a rich talent pool. They'll never be irrelevant. It will literally take a miracle for them to become irrelevant. It will literally take a miracle for them not to become irrelevant. We have way too much talent. The problem is that that talent is not, is not manifesting itself into winning. Because remember, there's been an issue for a year and a half now when it comes to this team. Like they weren't losing games, but they weren't winning in impressive fashion. And when you have leagues around the world who are committing more and more to women's soccer, especially in Europe, yeah, they have to get their shit in order. They have to get their shit in gear. What this is something that you do all the time. When a brand does something that you don't like, you always say, oh, yeah, you. And people like you. You always say, whenever a brand does something they don't like, you're like, oh, they're going to become irrelevant. They're going to become irrelevant.
I never say anything about becoming irrelevant, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, what did you say about Bud Light?
I said that they were promoting.
Yeah. And what did you say? What was going to happen to them if they didn't?
I said that people was going to stop supporting them. That's what I said.
Which was going to make them what?
That they would go like they file for bankruptcy.
No,
yeah.
You see, and that's what I'm talking about. You go to the extreme over something that's not going to happen. They're not going to go bankrupt, and just like how this women's national team is not going to become irrelevant, because the reason why the world is taking women's soccer more seriously now is in part because of the women's national team.
Okay.
So let's do this now. Now let's continue on. This U.S. women's national team is polarizing. Politics, causes, stances, and behavior have made this team unlikable to a portion of America. So, Steve, let me ask you a question. Who was your favorite player growing up? Basketball player.
Jordan and Reggie Miller.
No, don't lie. You're a big Reggie Miller fan. I was expecting you to only say Reggie Miller.
No, Jordan and Reggie Miller. Yes, those are my two biggest fans. Oh, and also Jermaine O'Neal.
All right, so let's what?
I heard you. You said that bum. He's not a bum.
Who?
Jermaine O'Neal.
Dude, a fucking bum. Anyways, okay. So let me ask you a question. If you found out that Jordan was a Democrat, would you still vote for? Would he still be your favorite player of all time?
Yes.
Same thing with Reggie Miller, right?
Yes.
Okay, so even let's say if he stood for Black Lives Matter, you still be a fan of Michael Jordan?
Yes.
Okay. Let's say if Michael Jordan if he felt like he was underpaid and made us think about it, would you still be a fan of Michael Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that we're at a point now where we have half the country hating our national team?
Because are you asking me, or is that a rhetorical question?
It's a rhetorical, but you can answer if you want.
I think the reason why is because the U.S. soccer team has been constantly been very, very political in all of their games, constantly political in all their games, and they pretty much lied about not getting paid.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all. I'll link you the video and you can watch it and you can do what you want with it, but that's not true at all.
It is true because they get benefits but the men don't.
So I will link you to the video and then you can watch it yourself. All right. Now, even with all that, if they played Netherlands, who are you cheering for?
U.S.
Okay. Cause why would you cheer for them?
Because I don't care about the Netherlands. I care about what's going on in the U.S.
You care about the team.
Yeah.
Okay. So how is it that you can sit there and say this with a straight face and take these people seriously? Because I don't have to like every player on my team. I'm gonna cheer for my team.
To be fair, the only reason why I would slightly disagree with you is because we already seen how many people hate LeBron James because of his political stance.
But if you're a Laker fan, if you're a Laker fan,
more popular than any U.S. female soccer player, and mind you, despite the fact that he's the face of, he was the face of the in the NBA, people still booed him anyway.
All right, but if you're a Lakers fan, how you not even if you don't agree with his politics, you're not going to cheer for the Lakers?
I think they'll cheer for the Lakers, but I think they'll boo him.
Well, how does that make any sense?
We've seen it all the time. When
you think that's smart?
When Kobe Bryant asked for a trade, they booed him for that.
Okay, but what happened when he hoisted when he helped them win the championship? Did they still boo him?
No, because he stayed with LA. But having you're acting like as if fans don't betray their their NBA. You're acting like as fans cannot dislike a particular player. Ben Simmons, for example.
You can obviously dislike a player.
Ben Simmons, for example.
You can obviously dislike a player. Does that mean that you cheer against the team?
No, but you could still boo the individual.
But if he's helping your team win, why would you boo them?
I mean, look, if he's helping your team win and he does stuff that you don't like, I mean, it's still possible that you could still boo the guy.
Unless they do something to hurt your team, then like if someone is constantly getting arrested, he's your best player, but he's getting arrested, I can understand not liking that because he's hurting your team. But everything that he said here, like politics, causes, stances, and behavior, that's not hurting the team.
That's true.
They're not hurting the team. Again, we can talk about this team stinking up the joint in the World Cup because that's what they absolutely did. But what he voiced here is half the country, and we all know what half of the country it is, who love to dunk on women, especially women who have a voice, who use their platform for causes that they believe in. And if it's causes that goes counter to what they believe, then they're going to shit on them, despite the fact that they're their own countrymen. When it comes down to let's concentrate on sports, they're the one that can't let it go. They're the one that can't keep it to sports. Because I find it horseshit that you would cheer against these women if you're American. And you sit there, and this fucking guy, he has the American flag behind him, and you got a whole bunch of all the other fucking neckbeards who have the American flag on their profile, claiming to be patriots. But yet, when it comes down to cheer for the women's team, despite their politics, they cheer against them.
Well,
how's that patriotic?
Well, here's the thing: weren't they still like taking knees, and national anthem and things like that?
What does that matter to the game?
No, yes or no?
I don't know. I'm probably one of them did, but not all of them did.
Okay, so if they are still taking knees, which obviously you're supposed to you're representing the country, but yet when you're disrespecting the country, of course people are not going to like it.
So taking a knee is disrespectful.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, if they are taking a knee, or if they are, protesting, for whatever reason, or if they're if people feel like they're disrespecting the flag, obviously they're disrespecting. They feel that you're disrespecting my country, despite the fact that you're supposed to be representing the country, and then of course they're not going to like it. So they're not going to support them, and then they're going to say things like, "Oh, you're going to be irrelevant," or they're going to boo them, or what have you. Like that's the interpretation that I'm getting from that tweet.
So this is not you saying that.
No, I'm interpreting the tweet, what he's trying to say.
But the funny thing is that stuff was there 4 years ago. That stuff was there 4 years ago. But yet when they won, where was he? He was championing them and all the other stuff, kissing their ass and shit. So if that was a problem for you back then, why wasn't it a problem back then and now it's a problem now?
I guess because he thinks that the reason why they lost is because they lost their focus.
Okay, and if that's the reason why he thinks that, then he needs to get the fuck off of commentary. Because he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And trust me, this is not the first time he had some stupid takes when it comes to it. He's a guy who's a hot taker. He'll say things without thinking. just to get attention. But like I said before, this team stunk this World Cup. They were awful.
Mhm.
And their coach needs to go. He needs to go. They need an influx of new talent. They need to get better. Because what they showed today this tournament was fucking garbage.
Were they winning with that coach? With that same coach?
I mean, look what happened in the World Cup.
No,
What happened in the World Cup?
Didn't they win with that coach before?
The last time, let me see. Hold on, let me see. Because I don't think it's the same guy. But even if it is the same guy, yeah, he needs to go. He absolutely needs to go. You need a fresh start. Because this is unacceptable for the country and for the talent that they have. They have talent.
So this is a coaching problem and not the players.
I'm sure. I mean, you're not going to replace all. I mean, you can replace some of the players, but it could be a player problem. But I think this has to do with coaching.
Okay.
I absolutely think this has to do with coaching. Just like what happened with the men when they failed to make the World Cup in 2018. They got rid of the head coach, and the head coach that was there led them to arguably their best finish in a World Cup for the men. I think it was 03 where they made it to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And I think they replaced him because I guess he wanted to do something else. Then he came back when this team was on the verge of not making it. And they were doing okay, and then they lost the final game, a game that they should not have lost to Trinidad and Tobago, and they got disqualified from the World Cup. That's unacceptable. Just like losing in the quarter, not only just losing to the quarterfinals, it's the way they've played throughout the entire tournament.
Yeah,
uninspired, lazy football, and you need somebody there who's going to be able to evaluate talent better, and who's gonna have more of a say as to what goes on in that program, and someone that's gonna play a better brand of football. And trust me, the women's game is getting better. The women's game is getting better. Like the Haitian national team, they made it to the World Cup this year. That's something the men haven't. I don't think the men's ever made the World Cup, but the women did. You got all these countries that are now starting to invest in the women's game, and especially in Europe, that they're investing heavy into the women's game. So you need to step your shit up, because if not, then we're gonna get surpassed. We're gonna get surpassed, and that's not. And I'm not cool with that at all. I'm not cool with that.
Well, that had already happened now, right?
Yeah, but remember,
awful. So you said they played really, really awful. So
they were not good. They were not good. They were not good. But the thing is that when I think it was okay. So they won in '99, and then 03, I think they struggled, right? But they rebuilt. So I don't know if it's a rebuild or there's something really wrong with the team or with the way that the team is done. But the world is catching up. The world is rapidly catching up, and they need to get at it. They need to get better.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, you have anything else to add?
No, I'm done.
Okay, I'm just gonna add fuck Alexi Lawless. So fuck him. Let's read the comments. The data is still ongoing. If the body treats the chemical, guys, guys. Okay, let me read this. I don't like talking about soy milk and estrogen. I don't like milk, but I don't like talking about milk. All this type of milk.
You don't like milk, but you say that you love eating it with cereal. Didn't you say you like eating it with cereal?
Yeah, it's the only time I can eat it. I can drink it is with cereal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just
the data is still ongoing. If the body treats the chemical in soy like estrogen, I I don't drink it solely because cashews and oat milk is better. But oh, come on, ugh. Oat
I've
milk.
I've had oat milk and I've had cashew milk.
Oh my god.
It is definitely a different. It's definitely different. No.
Right? They're not the invincible force they have been in the past. Yeah, that's true. That's true, and it is natural when teams around you get better, but you can't be garbage. They were garbage in that series. They were garbage. We don't even care the political side. Their power is based the dynasty. And remember, the Dream Team placed bronze once. Yeah, that's true, and that was an embarrassment. That wasn't when they. I remember. I forgot what year it was. Was it 08? Steve, I'm asking you a question.
Isn't that the one? It was Tim Duncan, Allen Iverson.
I know. Yeah, I know. Allen Iverson was on that team.
Yeah, I think it was that year. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was an embarrassment. It was an absolute embarrassment.
Yes.
And what they did, they recommitted to the program. They said that, hey, if you're committed, you're committed. Like we don't want to hear this stuff about, oh, I gotta get ready for the NBA season. That's not our problem. They made a hard line in the stand that they were going to get back to get the gold.
Yeah.
That was their stance. And the women better start doing that too. Made them unlikable, forgot who likes you if you're winning. Forget who likes you if you're winning. To me, I just like. To me, like I said before, okay. So Steve, I remember you asked me one time that why am I not so like I don't have this hero worship that a lot of other people do, and the reason why I don't do that is because at the end of the day, like all I really care about is the entertainment aspect of it. I don't care if you're a good person or not, because that's not my business. Like I said, as long as you're not hurting people, as long as you're not screwing people over, I can. Yeah, 08. All right, thank you, Ruben. It was 08. As long as you're not hurting people, as long as you're not screwing people over, ruining their lives, then I don't care what you do. I really don't care what you do. The reason why I don't get so caught up in like, you know, when it comes to like hero worship and anything like that is because of that reason. Because if I'm so invested into that person, and if they, let's say for example, if a guy like endorsed Trump, like I'm not gonna dislike him because of it. It is what it is. But some people can't separate that. Some people can't separate that. And these people who Alexi Lawless is talking about, they clearly didn't exercise that because they're all making fun of them losing, including him. And it's like, I mean, what side are you on?
Yeah.
if you're talking about all this patriotism and all the other bullshit, what side are you on? It's crazy, but yet people like me get called un-American because of my views, because of my stances. But yet these fucking morons are actively cheering against the women's national team because some of them have politics that you don't agree with. It's a joke. It's a joke. And
well,
you want to read this?
As far as can't separate the two, I mean, you do the exact same thing for Trump anyway. But we'll move on from that.
About what?
You do the exact same thing with Trump.
About what?
You can't separate. You said you don't care if the guy is this and that, as long as you do your job. That's fine. But you don't feel that way about Trump, though. But
I've never liked Donald Trump. I didn't start liking him in 2012 like you did. I've never been a fan of the guy.
Yeah, but when it comes to I don't want to talk about political stuff. But let's move on.
No, you want to bring it up? Bring it up.
No. Let's move on. We're gonna go to a whole different debate. No, we can't.
No. If you want to say it, you don't bring it up and then hide behind and be like, oh, I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about it.
No, because I already said it. Like you could remember, you said that people are unable to separate the two, like how the guy acts, and as long as you do your job and you do it well, that's all that should matter.
I mean, so having multiple sexual harassment cases, I'm supposed to ignore that?
He, all of that, was he guilty of it?
I don't know if he's guilty or not, but it exists.
You're doing it again, Hoovy.
No. You asked me if I said that as long as he's not hurting people and not screwing them over, I don't care what he does. When it comes, politics don't work that way. Politics don't work that way. I don't get I'm not voting for him. I would never have voted for him. That has nothing to do with athletes or people who just do things for entertainment. The presidency is not entertainment. It turned into it because of him, but it's not entertainment.
It turned into it. Okay.
Yeah. Because you had an entertainer become president. You want to keep going, or you want to move on?
No. I have stuff to say, but we'll save that for another day.
Okay. Say it now, or forever hold your peace.
No. We're already 3 hours in. We still got one more topic to go.
All right. So, yeah. So shout out to Rudolphi. We're going to talk about. You want to read the comment?
You read it.
No, I'm good. You can read it.
No, you read it. Why did you address it? Obviously, you want to read it. So go ahead, say it.
No, it's a comment.
Go and say it.
I don't know why. I don't know why this is here, but titties. Shout out to Rudolphi. Speaking of titties, let's talk about Kai Cenat. So let's see where we at now. Okay.
Dolphy, Riddler, you certainly have changed, bro. Oh boy. Okay. Just to let you know, Jesus is coming back, Rudolphy, Riddler. So
what did he change about?
No, nothing.
What was wrong with what he said?
Nothing. It's
no, what was wrong with what he said? He just said titties. That's all he said.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
All right. So, okay. Social media influencer Kai Cenat is facing charges of inciting a riot and promoting an unlawful gathering in New York City after the online streamer drew thousands of his followers, many of them teenagers, with promises of giving away electronics, including a new PlayStation. The event produced chaos with dozens of people arrested, some jumping on top of vehicles, hurling bottles, and throwing punches. Cenat was released early Saturday from police custody after being issued a desk appearance ticket, which police issues. Where was that? With police issues to require a suspect to appear in court to answer charges. The police spokesperson said that he is to appear in court on August 18th. Okay, so all right, that's pretty much it. There's nothing.
No. There's some stuff on here.
All right, let me continue. Okay, the mayhem in New York Union Square Friday afternoon put further focus on the hold social media influencers have on the people who follow and fawn over them. Our children cannot be raised by social media, Mayor Eric Adams said Saturday during a press conference briefing on the unrelated crime. Police said they arrested 65 people, including 30 juveniles. Several people were injured, including some with bloody faces. At least 4 people were taken in ambulances. Wow. I don't think people realize the level of discipline that we showed to take a very dangerous, volatile situation and be able to bring it to level of resolve without any loss of life or any substantial damage to property, and without young people harming themselves. Adam said, Cenat 21 is a video creator with 6.5 million followers on Twitch, which he regularly live streams. He also boasts 4 million subscribers on YouTube. Okay, shout out to Pizza Hut, but I don't need you right now. And which he posts daily life and comedy vlogs ranging from fake hibachi chef prank to his most recent video, I rented US girlfriends in Japan. I rented us girlfriends in Japan. His 299 YouTube videos have amassed more than 276 million views. Among them, in December, he was crowned Streamer of the Year at the 12th Annual Streaming Awards. All right, media representative of AMP, which represents Cenat, and a small group of other influencers said in an email Saturday that the Union Square event was intended to show appreciation to fans. We hosted a fan meetup and video shoots in the past, but we've never experienced anything at that scale of what took place Saturday, AMP said. I recognize our audience and influence is growing, and with that comes greater responsibility, the statement continued. We are deeply disheartened by the outbreak of disorderly conduct that affected innocent people and businesses and do not condone behavior. In its apology, the company said it was cooperating with authorities. Okay, I'm not reading all this.
Okay.
I'm not reading all this.
All right.
Yeah, but we get the idea. What are your thoughts on the situation?
I actually want you to go first.
Okay. Here's my thing. Of all the videos I saw, I didn't see not one PS5 there. Not one PS5. I'm not saying it wasn't there, but I didn't see it. Now, here's my thing. He absolutely deserves. Now, he doesn't deserve the chair. He doesn't deserve life in prison or whatever the fuck. But he deserves a substantial punishment. If you're going to hold an event that big, if you're going to say what you said in front of all those people that you broadcast to people, and then something like that happens, you're held responsible because they're only there because of you. They're there because of you. And all those businesses that got fucked over, I seen one guy jump on a car, and I seen car damage. All that was done because of you.
But was he telling? Was he like constantly trying to encouraging those people to do it?
No. But all those fucking people won't be there if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, but he wasn't like encouraging them to be violent and cause a riot and all the other stuff.
He doesn't have to. Why are you doing this and not have it organized? Why are you having an event that's not organized? It is what he did, and I saw part of the stream. He said, "Yo, I'm gonna be in this location. Come meet your boy. I got a PS5 for you, and I got all the other stuff for you." I feel like that's something that he might have underestimated who was going to actually do it. But at the end of the day, when the police point to everything, how did this all start? They're going to point to that live stream, and they're going to point to him.
But here's the thing. Okay, you said you didn't know. You don't know if there was any PS5s there. Even if there were PS5s.
Which was a joke, by the way.
Oh, okay, you were joking.
Yeah.
So there were PS5s there.
I have no idea. But the reason why everyone was there because he said he had a PS5. And he was giving it away for free.
Okay, so even if he had the PS5 or not, he cannot control these people's actions. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not responsible. If he's holding an event, he shouldn't be held responsible because you have a whole bunch of idiots that wants to jump on cars and cause vandalism. Like, why should he be responsible for that? Just because he told people to come out, but he didn't tell them to start acting all a riot. He didn't say to start a riot. He
Why
just
are they
said
there?
he has PS5s to give you to hand out
Why are they there?
because he said he has PS5s to hand out.
And I guarantee you, everyone who did all those crimes did not get a PS5.
And they shouldn't.
I mean, they shouldn't now, but like,
I mean, they shouldn't.
The reason why they're there because of him.
Yeah, but he wasn't encouraging them to do bad stuff. He wasn't encouraging them to commit crime.
But the reason why they're all there because of him. So he bears responsibility for that. Because I think because they wouldn't be there if it wasn't for him promising to give them PS5s.
I'm still trying to understand why he's still responsible for their actions.
Steve, because he's the one that brought all of them there.
Okay.
Unauthorized.
Okay, and
I mean, I already explained it to you. If you don't get it, you don't get it.
If look, like I said, okay, and he's not Professor Charles Xavier where he could control everybody. If he's telling people, hey, I have PS5s to give out, whatever he has PS5s or not, if people want to run amok, that's on them, not on him. If they want to act stupid, they could do whatever they want, and they should be arrested, not him. He shouldn't be responsible because people want to act stupid. It's like you said, you do stupid stuff, you win stupid prizes, right? Well,
yeah, that includes promising a PS5. That includes promising a PS5 with your influence, and then you're surprised when you have a whole bunch of people in your van trying to get at you, whether they want to see you or they're trying to get that PS5. Like he calls it riot. Inadvertently or inadvertently, he caused the riot.
And you think he should go to jail for it?
I mean, he already went to jail for it. What he should do is every property that was damaged, especially the one of the street corners and all the other stuff, he should pay for every one of their repairs.
So he should pay for it, not the people who actually caused the damage.
Oh yeah, look, anybody who got caught on tape doing something stupid should go to jail. I don't give a fuck if you're a juvenile or not. You need to go to jail. This is not absolving all those fucking morons of what they did. It's not about, oh, I'm only blaming Kai Cenat. He's the central reason why they're all there.
Okay, but the people who committed those crimes, they should be the ones to pay. The people who actually,
they will. But the only person who can pay them is him, and he's the reason why they're there. He's the reason why they're there. So he needs to make good by all those businesses where all those fucking delinquents went in there and destroyed their property because he decided, oh, I'm gonna do a PS5 giveaway in a random spot in New York.
Should he be responsible if he actually gave away the PS5s?
Yeah.
So
that event was. Here's the problem, Steve. The thing is, Steve, that event was unprompted. Okay, if it was a sponsored event, if they were able to get everything organized, get security there, everything prepped on time, then I have no issue with if in a riot broke out, then it's not his fault because they already had everything set up to do the giveaway. This was just done randomly. And that's where he fucked up. If there was an actual organized event and then a riot break out, at least the police will have more ample time to get prepared. They could control the environment better.
Mm-hmm.
But because he just did it randomly to get likes and views and all the other shit, there you go. That's what happens. and that's why he deserves a punishment. I'm not saying he don't have to go underneath the jail, but he one thing I think he absolutely he needed to pay those businesses the money that they got for the destruction of their property. He absolutely should pay for that.
Wow. Okay.
So let me read some comments. So Rudolphi, he said a tragic event. I would have assumed he had everything properly in place. He is accountable. Yeah, he didn't. You can't out hut the pizza. Yeah, Papa John's. Pizza Hut's my favorite. I prefer the crust on Papa. Yeah, Papa John's pizza is not bad. I wonder if Big Jaw or RMD World would raise that kind of crowd. I'd never heard of Kai Cenat before this. I heard of him probably like a couple months before. I know Rudolphi had mentioned him in the chat before. So I don't watch him though. I'm on a delay, but Trump was found guilty in those cases. I mean,
who said that?
Joe.
Jabonis? I don't even see Jabonis on here.
All right. Well, hold on. Yeah, he's on. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, that's what he said.
All right, I see it. I'm on delay, but Trump was found guilty on those cases. So then, what happened to him if he was found guilty?
You can talk to him about that. He got crazy too quick. There was no way AMP could have done anything. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the thing is that if they had a actual planned event going on, then yeah, they would have had at least a head count of what to expect. They would have had at least the proper authorities there to take care of it. It would have been if it was planned, it would have been a much more stable event. Guilty, 400 years of community service and a fine of $4,000. Okay, so Rudolphi said it won't matter if it's on his record. I don't know. Like it don't matter. Like he got money, so he'll be fine. Force Trump. Nolan said force Trump to do his community hours at Kai Cenat's next function. Oh man. Okay, so Nolan saying that Hoovy is saying that people need to play for their offense criminally. Kai Cenat needs to pay punitively. Yeah. Funny thing is, this event is still favorable for him. That could be true because, like I said, people are going to want to watch for his explanation. Unless it's like a court matter where he gets sued, then he may not be able to talk as much. So Joe said that civil, so he has to pay money. They got Kai on exciting of riot and Hoovy right that had to plan that shit. Yeah, like he had to plan that event. It's not something you could just do off the corner because his following is too big for that. Like you said, like how many millions of people he subscribed to? Like, let me see. I know I saw it here somewhere. Like he amassed what 276 million views. Guys, he has 6.5 million followers on Twitch. Even if it's half that, that's a lot of people. And then you have YouTube, 4 million people on YouTube. Even if it's half that, that's a lot of people. Even if it's like 5% of that, that's a lot of people. And when you have that platform, you have to be more responsible with that platform. Now he's 21. He's young, so hopefully this is something that he'll learn from. But I've been wrong before, so yeah. So I mean, I don't really have much. I don't really have much else to say.
No, I'm pretty much done. Charmaine had wanted me to address this real quick. It's not a
Hmm.
topic, but I'm not gonna just ignore it. Like I really want to do it, a favor just for him.
Yeah.
But he wanted me to discuss this real quick. The PlayStation 5 Spider-Man. I remember they mentioned this before. I just can't remember how long ago it was. But I think, man, I wish I could zoom in on this thing. I think the console looks cool. I also think the controller looks pretty cool also, like the Spider-Man edition. I'm not that huge fan of the additions, because when it comes to customizing my consoles or my controllers, like I kind of like, I prefer to customize them in my own way, like how I did with my controllers. And I like to have the option to either remove the skin or remove the case, and customize it in my own way. Like usually when it's like this, obviously it's going to stick, and there's nothing you could do. I still like the traditional PS5 look. So this is obviously permanent, but it's not really a big deal. Like it's an addition, and I think it still looks cool overall anyway. How do you feel about console editions? Like, do you care about them or you don't?
I don't really care about them, but I will say this: it's better than the stuff that they've done before. Because a lot of the stuff they've done with the PS5 when it comes to design have been lazy.
Oh, you think they've been lazy?
Lazy. Like this LeBron James one. I don't know if you look for the LeBron James PS5. That shit is the epitome of lazy.
Wow, I'm not interested in even looking at it. I'm not interested in looking at it. So yeah, look, so I mean, look, the game looks like it's going to be phenomenal. Like I think you said this, I think you mentioned that it's possible that it could win Game of the Year, and I honestly do believe that it has a chance. Now, clearly, I had this discussion with Seafree. He think it's Zelda all the way, which is yeah. I think there's a good chance Zelda is going to win, but I think the top three is either going to be Zelda, Spider-Man, or Resident Evil. But as far as this edition goes, though, if I had like money to spare, maybe I would probably get it, because it
I
does
mean,
look awesome.
you can get the place by itself.
Oh, I think I remember them mentioning that.
Yeah, you can get the place by itself, which is, I mean, there are plates that I want to buy from other companies that more elaborate plates and stuff like that. But yeah. But overall, I don't mind. I don't mind the look of it. I don't mind custom console. We're just not. I'm not buying them.
You're not buying it, right?
Yeah, nah. And to be honest with you, the PS4 custom console looks better than that.
The PS4.
Mm-hmm.
That PS4 Spider-Man edition too.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me see how that one looks. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, look for it. It looks better. At least for me, it looks better.
Okay, so you must be talking about this one. Let me see.
I mean, they showed the picture. They showed the picture up there.
Okay.
I mean, they showed the console in the search bar.
Okay, so this one here.
Yeah.
Okay. You say this one looks better.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the PS5.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I prefer the PS5. I mean, it looks nice. Don't get me wrong. It still looks nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely prefer the PS5. But yeah, so yeah, Charmaine, like I don't know if you are going to get it. We didn't really talk about that. I don't know if you're going to get the console, but overall, I do think, regardless of which one that you choose, it looks nice. I think special editions are cool. And I know there's like a limited amount, and I guarantee that when people buy it, it's going to cost $1,000 on eBay.
Yeah, that thing gonna go. That thing gonna go. Actually, I don't know if it'll go as bad because, like I said, you can buy the plates by itself.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy the plates by itself. So I think they'll be fine. But hey, let me show you before we go. Let me show you this. You can see my Twitter account right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously look at what we see here.
My goodness.
Yeah. And I'm sure this kid is a young kid. You know, probably like 16, 17.
Yeah,
He absolutely yeah, and this kid too. Yeah, and this kid also.
Yeah, look at him over there.
Yeah, and this fucking guy here too.
Yeah,
All them youngins, they all need to go to jail.
Bunch of hoodlums.
All of them need to go to jail. Again, doesn't have to ruin their lives, but they need to learn a lesson. See what other thing? What other videos that I've seen some crazy ones.
Whoa.
This one.
Okay.
Again, look. Everything going on here. Look, everything going on here is not his fault to like as far as like what they're doing to the car. But he's the one that brought all these fucking morons here. And it's no secret that a lot of these guys are young. Because that's the type of audience that he attracts.
Yeah.
Oof, you know what I'm saying? These are all the type of people that he attracts. And he decided to run an event to bring all these fucking people together. And look at this fucking guy driving his car. Yeah, that kid who did that to his car, they need to go to jail.
Absolutely.
If you're on top, dude, if these kids were on top of my car, bro. If I'm gonna go down, I'm going down fighting. Absolutely. Like, bro, like I can't fathom this type of behavior. Like, kids or not, I can't fathom this type of behavior. And this is one of the poor guys who got fucked over.
And he was saying that he was injured because he was trying to stop the kids, and they hit his head, his neck.
Like, this garbage, complete and utter garbage. Let's see if I find one more. I can't show this one. I can't show that one.
What's wrong with that one?
There was a lady on a street sign shaking her ass, basically, with her ass out.
Oh, okay, twerking. Oh,
were you just gonna say show me?
No. I said, oh, she was twerking.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not interested in watching that. It was a black lady,
dude. 85% of people there were black. So not a good look.
She was black. Okay.
Not a good look. Not a good look for our people. Not a good look for our people. It has to be said.
I'm sure they had their fun. Like a bunch of hoodlums. All right.
All the PS4, all the PlayStation Special Edition PS4 look mid to me, except for Death Stranding. I'm a Steam player. Identified them from their social media, then send them to jail like January 6th. Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I saw that lady. Of course, it was Steve. Of course, she was. All right. So on that note, let's get out.
I mean, a little bit. Like, first off, I didn't. You say, of course, like as if I knew what was going to happen. Like Hoovy said that, oh, I can't watch it, or he can't display it. So I was like, well, what was it? He explained what it was. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't want to see it. I don't care about it. You know, it's just people acting like a bunch of idiots. But I mean, I didn't know, and if that means I'm naive, then I guess I'm naive.
So on that note, let's get out of here. Ruben, thank you for watching. Rudolphi, thank you for watching. Joe, thank you for watching. Nolan, thank you for watching. Let's see. Critical Drop. Thank you for watching. Let's see. Well, I know my sister was here. Thank you for watching, Whitney. F. Thank you for watching. And Malta. Thank you for watching, bro. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, fun podcast today. Longer than I expected, but it's cool. Anyways, what you got planned for the week?
No, not much. Just just pretty much working, making some overtime, and yeah, and gonna be editing, this podcast, and I'm looking forward to how you curse me out also. So that's going to be pleasant to watch.
Well, you need what I want you to do is watch the video and see where I got pissed off at you.
Yeah, and you curse me out. So when somebody else texts me, "Oh, are you okay?" I'm all I'm going to say is, yeah. Now you see what I had to deal with when it comes to Hoovy. Now people questioning if we're good because of you. But it's fine. It's fine.
Like I said before, I'll say this again one more time. I'm not entertaining dog shit on this channel. I'm not. And isn't that nothing to do with you? But what annoyed me what you did that you wanted me to answer for their stupidity, and I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. When I know that someone's full of shit, I'm not addressing any of their points. If we have fundamental disagreements, I have no problem. Discussing it. You know what I mean? I have no problem discussing it. But if you're coming at me with bullshit like these guys are, I'm not addressing it. So Joe said you sound like a wife that gets beat, Steve.
No, I mean, okay. All right, Jabanis. Yeah, I sound like that by just addressing a point. Okay, dude. Okay. Those who curses out trad videos are the best ones. And let me tell you something. And I'll say this, Nolan. When he curses, there it's like what Malta said. There's a few reasons why he curses me out. He'll say one, "Oh, I'm not listening," or whatever, "Oh, I'm playing dumb," or when I have him in a corner, and the only way for him to compensate is to curse me out. Jabanis does the exact same thing. So it's it's a habit of his, and he has a thrill of cursing me out while I continue to show him respect. But with all that, he's still a friend.
Who?
You.
No. Okay, if you want to talk about respect, I told you 2 weeks ago that I said 2 weeks ago I didn't want to hear anything from what that guy had to say, and yet you completely disregarded that and played it anyway.
2 weeks ago? No, I didn't play that 2 weeks ago. That was last week.
You know what I mean.
I'm just correcting you. You said 2 weeks ago. I'm saying that was last week. That was it.
So don't talk about disrespect.
There's nothing disrespectful about that. But if you want to count that, so be it. That's fine. That's fine.
It's always something that you had to make this awkward. It didn't have to be awkward.
I didn't say anything. What did I say?
You brought up the fact that I cursed you out, right? Which I don't think I did. I yelled at you because you're trying to. No. Because the reason why I cursed, the reason why I yelled at you because you tried to validate what they said and said that I had to validate what they said, and I already said multiple times that I'm not validating what they say about anything.
No, I didn't say validate. I just said address that point.
I decided not to address it.
Okay, and then I dropped it when I said, "Okay, you don't want to address it. That's fine."
Because I don't need to address it.
Okay.
Why do I need to? Let me ask you a question. Why do I? Let me ask you one more time. Why do I need to address that point? Why should I?
because when no, I can't go back. It's gonna take
No,
forever.
You constantly decide to bring it up. So now I need you to tell me what do I need to address? What do I need to address from them?
I didn't bring anything up. All I said was that you have your fun cursing me out while I show you respect. That's all. That's all.
You think that I like cursing you out? Yes or no?
Yes. And so does
Based on
Jabon.
what?
And so does
Based on
Jabon.
what?
The
Based on
two,
what?
the two of you enjoy cursing me out or yell at me and
Based on why do you think that happens?
when we debate
What were we debating at that point in time?
about Dreamers Pro, which that was not my intention. All I wanted to do was explain to everybody the situation between you and I.
There was no situation between you and I.
Exactly.
Now there is. Now there
That-
is.
That's
Now there
why
is, but at the time there wasn't.
that's what I was trying to address. That there wasn't a situation between you and I.
Okay. All right. Anyways, on that note, this is Movie 186. I'll talk to you guys later. Go ahead.
Jabana well, Rodolphe's putting a lot of laughing emojis. Then he put a lot of laughing emojis again. And then he say, no, it's called critique. Calling somebody an effing idiot is not critiquing. And yelling at somebody is not critiquing either. That goes for the both of you. But at the end of the day, I'm not asking for an apology. All I'm saying is that that's what the two of you do.
No. Because here's how it is. You say that now, and then a couple days later, you're gonna want an apology.
No.
No. Don't say no now. Either say you want an apology now, or forever hold your peace.
Nope. I'm not gonna say a thing. Like if you the fact that you admitted that you yelled and cursed.
I yelled. Of course I did.
Yeah, the fact that you yelled and cursed, mind you, used profanity. You did. So because that you did, if you feel that apology is warranted, cool. If not, that's fine.
Steve,
We could go. We could go now. We could go now.
No. Because what you like to do, you take these parting shots, and then when I say to come out and say it, you don't want to come out and say it.
I already did.
No, you didn't. You're tiptoeing around the issue.
I said if you want to apologize, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine.
I don't. What I don't have. I personally, I don't have anything to apologize for.
Okay, so then that's fine.
The only and I already explained to you what annoyed me about what you did. You tried to justify something I did not want to talk about. In my eyes, you tried to justify their discussion by saying that I have to address what they said, which I'm not. Which you seen the reaction I had last week, and yet you're sitting here telling me, "Oh, I have to address this part of what they said." Because you guys don't like the fact that they did a show with a bunch of women. How does that make it? How am I supposed to take that?
If they are going to use recent history to justify what they did with what ESPN had done with with Doris, if they are going to use recent history to justify their actions, I could understand that, but I still disagree that it actually happened. But that's what they are doing. And if you don't want to address any of those of issues, that's fine too. That's fine. But if they say that, hey, I got history of ESPN wanting to push women or have women empowerment. I have history of ESPN doing this and doing this and doing this, and because of that history, I think they're doing it again. With Doris. If they say that, then I'm going to be like, well, I disagree with you still, but I can understand why you go to that conclusion. You, on the other hand, still going to curse them out and curse me out because I actually.
Yeah, I know because they're full of shit. That's why. Because I know they're full of shit. Because they don't fucking care if she's qualified or not. If you don't agree with me, then that's fine. We can just drop it right here.
I'm good.
All right. Bye, everybody.